ade sa ayecha se yade etu nyadewa se e wona so e ho se wo benkum anase bia onifa enso ajuju stroke ebe se ba wutie mu yo bia wona se enso atata da bia no yana ma sisiade enso bam severe waist pains eye wodia so ye bema on be se de rubber ebe sho bema mu a bomodi enso prostate enlargement no wo be kona so atimi abo ho ban kama na fe wo ba woni atenka untimi nwan ukunu e wo mpem ana bema so ada bia wo genegena oba no bomodi enso no me dumafo herbal center Dr. Time eda so enso ebe kasa doctor branch baako e wo pokrase mayira ana fe boa kwa agogo eye school junction freno 0244 774282 na Dr. Time eda so enso enjoy gingermate as a bema de eni kwaso onum eyin kana oyo ba kwa de abobo wo ba wonum bon de ma say ha dwe onti Mr. Wa say mema ntimi fa kisses anopa en fa kisses a ma chene na dwode a eni wo ba de ha dwe because mo say what a man can do a woman can do the better na no ko be say a woman can do better na so mo timi amba bo say bema num timi bon de eni wo ba de timi bon bro so em say ba Mr. Wa bomodi anama woni monyam no MPA sanse man mo ye special mo dance unti se bema kasa hona anse me fu ano kakra na wo yuti e de atonchen wo kasa obi atwene to school ni mo ko bia group studies any idea wontimi ntia wa adwe bomodi anso beko ama gingermate enso ahwe wo se no say your incisors say your canines o premolars ananse wo molars ayakaka na abam e mo na botokro e wo se ase wo be se bia wo polishing and I say cleaning over so boss and braces and I silver and I say gold and gingermate our branches more than 9 our Ghana Kumasi and the project share all for Bantama Quinus no will send it fast so building a bank our from a straw and a gingermate our oil juma and cry and I saw Konungwa main lorry station and I say atomic down and I tamale omo tishigu woman any post office no and so a D and share for 0559139582 gingermate and so abejo so kiwo phone one Gary so kimex and 1 year se seriam se kapa man for to because kiwo na ba so fenio ma wo do pizza we ya bema we your bank kwadano and so edi udia ma wadwum dawo sanse wo ma bibia kamenuane no a chese hia demoni predwana no ano ma kika bia bom edi aye kiwo sanse crispy Gary amankate no and so aye crunchy afei ya wo creamy milk and so na ve sugar no enso aye kama pa ya measure bibia kama and ya diamond school for mu de nie mo ye adwuma e bank ya na betia no gobene doso ya mo adwuma bia mo sesa mo nsan no na kivo o bobi de aguso amanioma enso aye fa mo so mo ye choba restaurant no mo je orders no aye kivo hot pepper makoni nie sa wo bo na mapesi akrantemu a wo twase jaso abomori aso de kivo begu e bia make sa ponche baako wache mu mienu kwabra no onko na o ye kalomo aye kiwo hot pepper na bebo amanioma aye fa wo wie kalomo na onya mfante dokono bia yana no hyepa wo hyinya do wan ne aye kan say wo hyi akika do no masa bo sisim a chese kiwo makono ye tuma ba bo sisim bruta aye kiwo hot pepper makosho ebi to bebo amanioma zo fi kabo ye muntwamo no mo na da kamo hye no krepa over two susui what on ntwemu a da bi okay okay Bible class man the ochina be die anya sa na Bible kai nyame no na betway what say yanka chow say bet influencer no omodi abana ukoso wutwa bet na wo share wo coda wo benya 4% of your earnings at betway as enya tikoso na share wo code no www.betway.com.gh regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana at betway wama daroma Brahma Nioma and so I find Eddie Amawa Brow code no share betway say get to more Dr. Muzu Yamana che Dr. Muzu no the Pinese doctor no pay ewo ayeta fu in share so Amuzu Junction wo fro Eddie Akoba bia Moro Market tower ho ana Dr. Muzu eya tuma Moro Market for no yechi omunyina na no pe omu see from kra atonom ene cha so omu makanyina see from oh Moro Market to edro no eye Amuzu garlic bitters ebeduru baby yeni ho dance ebiem because ehia dance de bia biem garlic no Dr. Amusu no enuaba ne ha amana fra e de aye adwuma ma chese moja na ada e woni padua ne mo ana se ntini ne emu asisi e bia wona se atata wona se aye dudru ode ne high blood pressure ana se mpo cholesterol ados o ni padua ne mo a ya na ha dwembomori anso be kwakope eye Amusu garlic bitters ne bi na afi wo so wabano ene bedi wa kachina mo Fred Dr. Amusu e was 0247 776743 now Dr. Amusu and so enkasa.
Yes, fancy Haxa mixer and capsules. All Satan for say we have funu and we are doing to yem now Philip problems NBA yeah now yem yeah what ye and the Haxa and the mixture and capsules and no and a bit me about bacteria be ana causes bacteria no H pylori omo and yes I didn't to win Haxa ni bina noma mixture and capsules never cure ya no ediamano also bu anane bo and a no and onso ya na watimu se nani so wo bre onante kakra bia no abre ni nyina no osa no symptoms ni ade ebinie enti se wutie me na no pe na pese oyade no enso ekwa obenya Haxa mission capsules osa tamfi bi na no ma eno betimi abo obese ase atu a onum ni mienu ebom eno betimi abo eyi e de afuo adi afu ade atunti accredited into no ma unsurache wutie me abia to odro e Ghana ha bia no Rangi pharmacy nom ana fe Gabson Pharmacy Kofodia udo dani heba ho nyina no obenya bia to 0240238310 na on Haxa empany for edim common natural company limited proslav capsules ni odon so se me yobo odon so na emu apai mienu oseme wontafo bra enye ntafo sem eye problem anaba prostate num wo de any proslav no anaba boa enti so odon so sem nkoya unya biano no true man capsules no a weak erection premature ejaculation and afi Congo ointment oni peduano eni no sense na egu ani anasem bia also koko bi na afifriu ni nyina no yare se beyi e de afo dwawe na honam ye ohene a wadro Congo 0249017101 na woni yen adin komako afo adaroma e ko mr abre woni su ebru support e ma otimi gina brade ko wadwuma so na MT Mr. no so ayeko ano eboa malaria eyi free wo obo ameka so dampem awodo anase fifrem na free wo ni nyina ye malaria ana wu se symptoms yi eno bo kokko unya ene MT eno ayeko MT Mr. bi na oboa eno ano no safani bibia dedin azema adrai unimfie ene dumienu ekwa ofabia eno so enyeye anafe oba o ma kranufo anafe oba wa fa yefunu so fabia enyeye 0244726661 na oni abon komo na afenuama ensom atimi ayekama ede amount na yeni komo ewo Kojak Farmer o masoye na Kojak Charcoal toothpaste enom ane ade twi yase pose papa ma wanu madaho ma se ayefita ekumwa wa ene wododom ho se kaka anayo ni adini nyina no yade se ye boa ama wonso ayusubie ama etimi aboa ama tese wonu madawo yade bia free esen no ho enso de free wode ama Kojak ene procode no so tipile papu ana boa no so nya bi na ono enu betime yini nyina de afro be bia to odro bia no kan she drag lane ana afekuma so central market no obenya bia to 0244559597 na oni awie immunicable supplement o madaroma ene say ne immune system no eno na meka wanse machewi se onante kakra bia na woni so brew anafe de wom enso ne se ase uhu system ni ye asa wo yade asa wo nyare ni nyina no ene se nkomo na ye mre unya ene immunity bi na afe oba eno anu no boost immune system de ama correct na afe oso oba adwuma de droi se de kan oba o ma koda nufo oba wa fa ye funa koda ni mfe dumienu a ofa bi enye 0535112813 na yedin komo Lawson Beverages Limited o madaroma deal compem wadane obey wono so adane bi ko atenka no e wo soro adroi na boa odon so wo problem anafe low sperm count ni nyina no e delay man beaters delay man capsules so e man momentus ne flow kama e ma so timi wotimi to anafe se ne eba ensom asembia pulse anase koko eclair enso di frontier no ahye no so ede amamisi delay man capsule si eno adwuma no 0248619999 na fe oni enso awie na yeko high sense wo maso promo no egu so cost was 2025 and one mount TV promo wotimi say TV no say size ben a open inches ben and a open say kase and I say de muwa ni nyina no waso de bia 32-inch TV woro enso mejro say ne bo no e form ne mo do kan say ne so wotie me e wo ba bia wo eni Accra wo Kumase wo Techiman wo Kofro dua ba bia wo bia yen showroom no for ni kire wa ne kopa bi na da bia da no 5 years manufacturer defect warranty no egusu am ekoso promo no start on the 28th of May ye 8th of June into channel so as enchakra na ebana we 0302550000 na oni awie Bible center nie Dr. Ba Achemfo Ba ebane kaseni nompenu mu a waye ho adwuma se ne ye ene bone cancer and after bone injury say spinal cord na problem aba what dislocate you arms and after arthritis and how was bra no more stroke any go no ya de bia wodi say krobi na tu na zemfia bedrenie entimi wu a doctor sabre na omo Kumasi atonso agogo ya ben agogo hospital and after Accra Sprinters Road 18 junction 0244988004 Achemfo Ba wasi ade nyina bedwane Solak Natural Clinic Oma Daruma a prostate fit anu na ma prostate no ensom aye fit intisano so na efama se prostate fit die a prostate one die ana eye na Solak Mesta no so siesia se ho ye nuano man so gua na mbia sent bi wom ni ade eno eyizeman eye panyan obete dene meme modro ezeman no eno ana ebo awaye mrempam a o frezer 245616028 na fe woni awie polytank papa pa no ana make am for diama senso to apetampe enso ato apetampe esim say we bo enso to 30 years ni polytank edi awiam ni enso ma trantwe a che store dia tianete into water storage tanks no pe bi ato a gan ha ba bi obenya bi ato ne bo no so ba bia beto bi bia no the same channel so efa me so original na nkasa papa pa nkasa polytank channel so ese ya requesting momo payment online enu enkai bo no said ne ya ka wansam ade atro cement vital herbal mixture capsules o ma daroma gainin ye dia nie ema oba na se bema wompama gudie ekoye pa na semensa ba Mr. no ene ne capsules no eno ana meka se sisie eno eye ne usisi eya wo ya bo a wontimi nkoto emfa dia sciatica ne to ase wo bai veins no intini mo twetwe no emo hye no de dompe mo hye no wadroi eye cement vital heba Mr. capsules eya se adwuma ni nyina 0240616061 baby ato adro bia no obenya bi ato current stick venture said namu yare Zara Mr. ne G se gono se Felix rashes bi egu nkomo so titine ye kro na afi den kan bi ba ho a wadro ne Zara capsule man capsule si Zahara semen country as a man capsules no eno ana sexual weakness eyi ana afi dia also bema obo adwuma na moma wo entimi man wadro ne hindi eye malaria fever eye typhoid ana diabetes blood pressure ni nyina kwano hindi no adwuma eye no 0246348334 na oni adin komo ye kwa weekend na tabia takum emu odepa ewo ewase na atinka no udi na bema tafre na atemu hyiampam a agudie ne yasronko na Mr. no so kakra bi anu abre fatigue bi esisie no adwuma 0243686861 na nim perifetin komo Alaska ebema dem aye kama dodo bia wo pe bia no fo ani kire dum ya ben boss of building Accra circle tiptoe lane on sa kan 0554114878 na fe woni ya wie power specialist aba hospital ya ma me doctor akosua aduaya na daroma ne hepatitis no ABCD achichem was a brown woni problem ko ajima awards bebre enubra ne hahama and wade ya adwuma stomach ulcer fibroid and afe kidney stones ni nyina was a bra na omo aduaya heba malamis no enum ebo adwuma treat malaria bi hawa bomalamis eno ano no cough care ba Mr. obo wa obo hyewa eno nso betu ase aduaya heba tonic onuma to ntimi ni dia wadro enie untiem wonkan kwabanya ACP road or power hospital bus stop Kumasi Feyas Bosomtwi road ewo aduaya junction afi takrade orekodom ewo anaji estate 0244544422 0244544422 na oni ama me doctor akosua aduaya ewie anopay.
Okay, Yemena Yemrametua, so you drew your question of the day. I proudly brought to you by Amuzupi Herbal mixture. It was just so pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops in Yinamuka was open. Amuzu Herbal mixture, Amuzupi nibi, and so ato infection BIOBA. And no, and I because so your banner bemen no cry, no aqua tibie, Eddie Ababesrao, and I say be our beman so the Bakuyan or the actually, Nemo transfer with TB at the Ababeo, and I'm some probably a washroom. I'm using the pardon, and they use the same WCMA when you're infection about money and drono, and so I'm Zupi. Nediana also to no, and we are banning Amania Marcomako 24, and it's a way and you're not way Ebenyano, way and you're not way Benyano. Dr. Muzu Daruma and your day, young question of the day, and so by your sound say, who has had a better season than Belly and Asa Rafinha? Who's had a better season than Belly and Rafinha? No, when on the season, and so I come up. I want a better season than Belly and Rafinha. Cabo.
Yes, Manfado my drink bana Pedro was Mosmani Dembele and in a better season. I do Steven Rafinha on any day. Who is Dembele Chia and one also Diaba. Trent Hine Jr. said Dembele, aka General Mosquito for sure. One in a better season. GH evidence was it good morning Wontumi Sports. I'm Gabi from Kumasi. Dembele and Amekwamano rare has he said Rafinha and everything showed clearly. And what day Abakwisi Benjamin said Rafinha is the best. Watching the show live from Serie. Jofua and one also a day Efiaba senior Polaski said both of them had better season, but Rafinha had a great season than Dembele. And one also a day Amayene and pay Dennis GS people, the people are saying Rafinha because he had more goals and assists. They want Lamine Yamal to win Ballon d'Or with 9 goals. And also Ebusa. Sebasa for Moka Dembele, ye can say Rafinha moi, and I must say Lamine Yamal, NJ Ballon d'Or Nyano. Obusa question o Tifansi o madwin chene no.
Wo na Frederick Nuyako say Rafinha and what then the by Master Alfred say what Tona Bano Yama Dembele. This one says I'm watching okay was say watching the show live from Abuakwa or Kodiama Dembele control some one kutu and a day ASR message and so the by and so I know where your home alone as say couple Rafinha all the way I say and perform Michael so say Usman Dembele and on day onya near can say seasoner na eno ya kama pa when so I say Dembele had better season than Rafinha. I say Champions League and La Liga. Which one is the best? I know Isaac Boy and it is a message and pay live on the show. My man from a bad way. Of course, Emma Unafe real quick. Young Koya Nim and so Brana. I have 4 course. Yanyan in Tame 15 hours. Any 1F2 6D3 90 1F2 6D3 90. Okay, so second code 7 O's 1F2 6D2 E1 1F2 6D2 E1 1F2 6D2 0F and here's 6 O's.
Okay.
1F2 6D2 0F and our last code 1F2 6D1 5E 1F2 6D1 5E.
5E.
Every 4 course and one on the
good.
I am called Aman and na shout out Yano Monia ko Facebook no so I say Ayina ba.
Sure.
I will so wait on baby our icons no Google. Tiana boss and the sound na ko Tiana. One Monia ko ho or skin kawa bona no pay one year.
Why
well, this I own to me sports buffet live on Facebook. I own to me TV. All I can page and watch and predator be a come say what be share for messages back in cow comment section or and I say section or answer at your mouth and after me cow say live on YouTube. I own to me TV live. I say your life our TV digital and a satellite a year juma and 100.9 tamale 101.3 FM our takrati and a serioso respectively young comrade na young father canning and so and from out this a sports buffet foreign any let's go.
Angwangwa juma no you Yami wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Esachirenia no you Yami wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa ila henu Yehuwa ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika Luvika, Uvika Naveshika, Uvika Miyodika, Tode Yashak. In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Come on, boy, Kapo. Sorry, Kapo chairman. I feel like chairman. Yes. Got time tabu kukasamu. Some messages and everything. No be say, hey, oh chairman, yeah, dear pass. Say watch me assemble. I just quite be coming home. Hene papa me.
Na guess it is okay how guess no guess no me say how many boys in this year me say guess it is say who to is possible I number one chairman angwangwa juma no you Yami wohoda se uji didia obeya Esachirenia no you Yami wohoda se uji didia obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa ila henu Yehuwa ekat We
ahata abane chese interest clubs awodwo no wo so show our place ni nyina mo nsam ni nyina no ye be say update no ewom ewa bra mo no tra ni nyina no eno nso ababa na mom ena no pe no ma me front one say match awodwo a wo say no so eba so onim say me no kase team a eno nso aye Germany omo game no wo so no Portugal e bon ena ewa bra sa match eba so nyame yo mo chena ana chese Spain ema no wo so ana France ababa ni mi no nyina no ye ne a ye fan say Financial League bueno and some semi-final game and some other personal preparation emra come Portugal team no woman some training any day and some so come our brother same time woman training about so now chess or mine I am fan set dimension of Germany not just no and some so cause our brother chess German team no woman some my essence no what be doing could be all Kokoshia either Serbia Spain and also France and to wait also a match I was so body said be a results na woman transform some carina no woman some sabbat yaka now what when your time I monitor enra ya jumadia ya din and a pass ya okay say many about two just a report I mean say cano and some other coach na your phone say Roberto Martinez no and a coach a Portuguese a national team na say I just Salazar or team no one some other coach and I make control say me say World Cup qualifying matches no and you know about ball ni nyina say what Nations League no one geo woman some other sakeno now make an say woman some other some power manager na German sector kwana say na tree one pound to empane no a wonim kunim our born Germany for game no and also about so say German sector ni nyina so wura no say wonim na game na about so luzun kwandi a woman some other timi sakeno our amon twa kwa ma bi adwumade no wɔn so mpo ɛmmɔ nwie ne nyinaa no nso ayɛ latest ɛbɛ wɔ abrana no pɛ no yɛde update aba ɔnsɛ abere bi a wɔ defende owura yɛfɔ no sɛ si Ronaldo ɛsɛ so ɔmo a wɔn tie no ɔmo yɛ die hard ɛyɛ fans nso ɛrema Ronaldo no deɛ wɔn wɔ tiri yɛ sɛ bɛma ɛnyanya mmerɛ koraa bɛma da so ɛwɔ fam Ronaldo ɛwɔ 40 years ne nyinaa akyi no adwuma bɛma bɛbɔ ɛdeɛ ma no so atim no wɔde ma nkwadaa na ɔmo ntumi nyɛ sɛnsa asɛrɛ ayɛ si so wosu ɛyɛ mpaninsu a bɛma ɛbɛgye sɛ taa nti Ronaldo no ɛmfa so ɔnya 40 years ne nyinaa akyi no ɛm sɛ ɔno Gonzalo Ramos nom ɛkɔgyina ne mu ɛkɔyɛ Rafael a ɛbɛbu nsom akam te bɛma no deɛ ɛm sɛ na hyɛ temo bɔkɔ so paa na deɛ me sɛ ka no sɛ wɔn bisa Bruno Fernandes sɛ bɛma na anya bia Ronaldo obiara sɛ an ana wɔnka fie ana wɔnya agya no wɔnyini ana wɔma krama nkɔdan no nsom ɛmabɔ no na wɔyɛ na anya bia no Ronaldo yɛ ababai wofu sɛ ne wuro nsom awɔ tim no mu ayɛ dan nam sɛ asɛm a wɔkɔ akɔbu sɛ mokɔtoto kyɛ sɛ mɔmɔne nsom ɛde ahyɛ akɔda yɛnom ɛwɔ abɔne asɛm bi a wobɛka bia no sɛ woka na wanka no yɛ a wobɛtumi anya problem ɛwɔ abɔa no bɛma Ronaldo nso no ɛntɛm wobɛtumi asɛe nti ɔmo busa abɔnte a yɛfɛ no sɛ Bruno sɛ bɛma anya bia Ronaldo bɔ ɔbae wofu sɛ ɛnɛ Robin paa ana si Ronaldo nsom ɛbɛpele yɛntie sɛdeɛ Portugal boy no ayɛfɛ no sɛ Bruno Fernandes wɔno nsom asi Ronaldo ɛkɔhyɛ no.
No, the role for Cristiano is always the same: is scoring goals. That's what he does the best. He's one of the best. He's the best goal scoring in the world. He wants to get more and more goals into his locker, and we're very happy that he can do it every time that he steps on the pitch. He's a top scorer also for national teams. He wants to improve that number so no one can catch him, and hopefully for us he's gonna keep scoring, and tomorrow is gonna be one of those days. No, the role for Cristiano is always the same: is scoring goals.
Said you demasi ano ewa brene womu wo pisa and then so be one of the days ewa brabia ye dinu be gyina mu bia ya na see row etimi ball aye goals and some other man team no wa brano aye asma branch man say Bruno and some area to dwa won sam ni nyina no ye de ye te from me France omoman no na France man no so ya de say wo ma ball nyame ya no kyerɛ na no kra nyame ya ni nkofo wo team na jamese kan nyina no so kyerɛ wo mu Spain ana ball ana Jaminya say manager first Didier Deschamps and some other say wɔyɛ near cancel revenge and some etia aye Spain no essence obiarum say shoes no Lamine Yamal nom ane kyerɛ nkwada no tia aye France man na ano hyepa na omudum say Spain man no wɔn da som our form Lamine Yamal nom ane kyerɛ Fabian Ruiz nom wɔn akɔgye aye Champions League pa and what he said bia Nico Williams nom ane kyerɛ Dani Olmo nom kwada na kan nyina no and some form and it's one to me I know selection and no about how I'm second say did you show I say well plan say desire do a bama you say I could not born coco boy no I'm say okasa all benchina a bit difficult and what you player your father in Mbappe or no and some other started Osman Dembele Ababo and a boy na you never to casa when Man City and so your father Ryan Shorky or no I will be at the second so so start here and it's a we coach no be how the one 4-2 and no 4 no I why no one about start 2 on them I'm just a solid team and what membo Mikey Oliso not just Oliso so be on a mountain bar one some about my Bavarians of Bamunchino none worship on us all benchina now kwakwa be beyond today I'm not tell Makumako 5 years sir mamumi and san started and also be a start to Makumako 4 when and a start to swing that report on second manager number so start emu 4 and some abom to sanitaria and you be a Desire Doué Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele nature say be a France mino and some other boy aye force 9 to say aye Paris Saint-Germain wo team na agent and no and some aye say city I want something na no ya de eba kodane fansa aye din Heisen William sir, I was Spain a camp. Yana omudidi dinkomo interviews any ade. And some abasuna boy no was say you want to just we must start to create a classico once more. Not just will be on your first game. And my Real Madrid no Den Heisen and say we would do classico on come because Lami Yamano okay so about 2 days ago and better just Lami Yaman Coco Posiso my toy. Nessa my toy in chesa adia the jijuani mebua some toy there and Korano told me more Teddy Berners Animano we Filipana Lami Yaman Copo Sunza well my toy sa on chasia Maminchero so chese say una baba ball left side of defense Ediama Madrid and the whole Lami Yaman in the train and I'm telling you obey your who juma papa not just a meet nuevo jugete and unia so respond say me hijo not just a me ba say akwara say 20 year toy and 20 so just who ya me yam ball me bano na say mem wo chiro abra ball kwa hu ya bi mo et a classic no mu dun command na mom we ensom ayan command so bebe say be 2 days ago our ball aye benson asam na Den Heisen e kana no ma kwa kwotwe aye ready abento ma sha say plan e classic ma sa akwara de oguru wa wo ba nu gwase aka yes wo kase na wo shana bufo o kana wo shana bufo a chese ba say e classic no eno so mbe sia akobie na wa brene eno aye update aba fei mama aye Victor Osimhen wunim say Victor Osimhen jarobete yes Al Hilal ene na wie adebete yes Al Hilal wo mo da so dun komo no Osimhen no ana obesan na etwan wo chena ana den fa ikosi hini adabasi ne yenya wudu Osimhen enso abaso wo ye na jamanse kan nyina no say Galatasaray for no o ma yo ma dwensa sikana wo mo di kan ma Victor Osimhen no wo mo sem ambaso mo pejam adema kwara no because odi kan be ball loan and say bi Osimhen abeti ase na wo be stay permanently enso ade ma tim ne dia ne salary no Woman is can be mekao so wo ko Saudi a sikenti na wo ja hanso bi wo ha enti ne ba ma yen kan ye na yen pagya wo annual salary ni mo enso amount sere be abeste na fe wo ko so aye djuma no na omu busa owura fa sa o kan Buruk wono ana coachi Galatasaray and none of player ye ba be wura ma studios no and o kan Buruk say Osimhen aye very important and some ma team no na adeba ko kwa so sa boy no nancy professor na me je awo take pa boy no I happy awo Istanbul ada was na say we season no sanka oyobi obekwa and kebi odin goodbye and I say bia obo so okra na wo su ani adina bia emotionally wo amsa wo tidu so ni adjamu hom bi wo mo se dabi it was say boy no onkra obi aso woko ana so be so okra obere no okra ni teammate enti won ka goodbye adia na me chesa akra no ensom abe so stay na omoso kwa no chesa akora one nice man biadi aman chesa bia na me nje awo Istanbul wanya de bia chesa bia no ensom abe so control de wodiri aba say na chances awo ho say Osimhen ebe stay no eye 51% na se ni nyina chisto na no chances na according to Galatasaray coach atrasa esum chance boy no enso ebe na adwese bi obekọ wonum afa no eye 51% e wa bra won sam ni nyina no ye de ema ye chefo enano pay ensom awo show no so ebiem mama mfanto wonum e wa bra de amensa kan sa from Italy mebekan enra sa Modric ewom ana chase mereba tu jasa was say yes amano pay mereba sa eye 3.5 million euros and ISK AC Milan Echadiama Luka Modric unim say sana yesem openina roba ya Jumadiama Milan sporting director na yefan say English Terry Orano woman ya grow won tena ba bi na won fa phone na won kasa enkomo bi won ma ba ma ye ni no phone so na ti say say elitary a flyer and some Croatia and a Croatia Luka Modric our brand ya mesaka and say one ba ma so kasa wie ama chese wati asiampa wonom tabenya sanimum ye say the urban say owe for say elitary no me ti say ne de na chi Max Allegri na wo ba ba ya Jumadiama Esimala so by phone efre Carlo Ancelotti ebisa no say opani now where oh Brazil no you know bojuma ya tawachi mikuro mu ni na anya bia Modric na mu jano no mbesa me fa no na ni suban etesen na won kasa kwa na physically ahode no ewo ho me fa no obetimi aboa yesi Allegri afafon abusa Ancelotti etimu amoni ni pasan ena no ma mo se bia nanko na bia na bama wonim ba bi otena just recommendation just and say bia you ebetimi aye ensom adiama omba bia nko na kwakodro Ancelotti eka asempa fa Modric ho a wababa wakaja say why subone onyama Milan sana dia no som mesite wa bene manager no aye physical condition and said ye morally bama susubai no and som mesite na shak mami Simone Inzaghi anopaya or airport or fly or call na yabeka pi e dia tro onu ne Simone Inzaghi na chese wa boni suit kama wa chani ina the flying tire toso emiamu pampe na wa connected a feeling 90 airport area call Saudi okono one agent fan se Federico Pastorello womu yenu som ana cheso mo connected akwa traveling bags ana shoes awase nei emperifo som ade quality wa kwa sign and tempano we bibi bi airport 10 years Ewa bra and yabaka say or your former coach Emma Inter Milan one some anakono na German say can say enwa Tuesday wo meet no mo ye na fai and somebody be aba mete say Simone Inzaghi akatro Inter Milan wo management ne say woni energy ni biem abetimi di atena answer wo ba fofra awode no nko asa wo ya cheto mu a na say nioma bi ya bibili agya wo no 4 years and wadi awo Inter entoro giri ba say energy no entese kan odiriye pasa ne cycle enso abanawie ye ewo Inter into mu jana man nko na babi eso mo bo mo nsam adema coach ene say onu nko wie ntinka okono awosanka bia misika aka mutua sebia mpata sika bi ana sebia mo man severance ebia package bi ani ade yesi coach ne kache Inter mparifo ne say onu onye taku enye sempoa waye sa no ha Inter Milan the moment obe demanding sika kan nyina no Inter entimi nkoto players emma won so ya wese na mo na yenkokrafo enti Inter ka so mu replacement a won aba spend enti manager no say won yi sika bia emfi Inter fo no serebe anoma abaye fofofo adema na wazuris our transfer market no mo enom ba chesagem ya manager yi ensom ayedema no former club ya update no emma ye afei ansa mekana no pesa nanko pesa nkabia players no wode akanchala no glue aye 1 2 no ensom aye ura fan say aye achabi kodena beko ana 3 omo targete Nicolo Barella nemom Barella dia mekani pen ano pesa wonom Inter no pesa wotena na woman kebe kan se bi omoye loyal ema coach no say wo bia ne nkwada opo ma sempa team bia no woni players aye adwuma no mom yo bu ono ma otutu no atiem say ye say manager ne twensan kebi ode sa Bastoni ene Barella ne etesa chebi nom ene bia cha noglu ebe ko nyina no fana de wo mo say e bia entimi anya adwuma eno aye drameme gada ne mom ne nyina ti no do mo so mo kan nyina no say ebe ka be say just one day say bia ka Champions League final and some ayotena and yeba and na wo so ne eye bobo kwa fan say Al Hilal empire focus yai e ma chesa boys ni bi adwai say wo no obi anya so in the future na wobi aye kwakaba final e wosan kebia bana ye concentrate e bia ke ye nioma bi ni ade no woni tim fofo dim komosa wo besa wokọ ntomo se tim no wantimi amanaji e bia ne future ni ye coach no ms manager nioma wantimi anka boys na amomesa se do no na boys na say divided we fall eno aye nioma e daddy our pitch no so a wo mtiri ye pass am ye ho Inter Milan na ye nim no entina coach so kao ana chess amanioma anko kama mekacho se Fabregas ana chess no aye prime target adama Inter Milan omutwumadie na mekacho so mo ye meet no mo twa de Fab adeka se si aye kasai report amenya no se Fabregas aka yes adiama Inter Milan dia kan se komo empanfo no ensom ani Inter be kan ne mo be ji kakra no ma ji kakra na ma jai ana Fabregas akwa akwa adwuma sanse report amensa kan nyina no se bepe Marota say on to maintenance and try a brand ho now from a Wednesday and try ya by Friday I was say woman Sabia Yabian Oba and I said we are saying Ebesia Corudie was so about Tiria and say Tim Slimino and some other wrap up meaning and say fabric gas and some metesa when it come and penfono and some our agreement and say Akoba Sabia Club Casabia so ba I was some Gino Emmanuel Coeno a gentleman's agreement in Tinafe and I be oh fab yani amount coachina if you are singing out ton kana why are there tenam yabama 100 million amadia contract market so bama agreement is an agreement between the agreeer and the agree enti say what the can in the agree and some may about dada ni bi ani enti ano ana fab I shall say no and some other jumana komo one president no your fan Marwan Suwarso na Marwan Suwarso ono ana jamesa kan nyina sam wabasa woshia fab ene na bia de hwemanim na kachem so beso ko ba masa wobeko a chese ni nyina ayenkoma ne jamensa kan say ba so me no kasai nipa omo say wo ma hwe fabric gasana aye Danieli de Rossi na chese Danieli de Rossi no metesa reference de Rossi so alande Milan enra wo to so ade agrom esase koma adwuma no wonom ana wo pa jamensa kan say beko enso ade ama no omo De Rossi and Yedia, Nanya Calancelotti ba, David Ancelotti, and Abia Jumano, woman from the bet to me, Adiaman, Ewa Brano Pano, Ayaka Amasua Deba, Yakacho said Jean Piero Gasparini, and so Kaku Kochi Roma, and also Dianom latest, and say, by a and I said, by weekend, I was announcement about what Panini on Namo, Jean Piero Gasparini, and I just Okono, I just all Chini Bagasi crew, and some more airporta, Demisacans were touched down, and some our Fiumicino, and Orano Kakosha Roma, and Perfonabia Pepa, Ebesain, and Comobia was said Disu and the Acaninano, and some Abayajment Tiano, and your rival, and also Central Free, and the cameras, and Shiana Ewa Brano. And some updateba na Tio Hernandez our Milan wono Milan for say upo bako na wanya Hilal omanya agree Tio ese onko omanya sanko no 80 million euros a season aba banko besa 3 years ama Hilal na so me say can say the player in question I reject amount no yes we so stay I was Europe no answer Chelsea no and Real Madrid no and ya Denate so munina no and some other so taseri adey and some nabesiako na la Vicia Signora and no aye Juventus omutim no Victor Gyökeres Matteo Retegui ana Gonzalo Ramos omo aye players ama koma komiensa Juve epebi diaba because Vlahovic makacho so mo na wie enti aye 70 million for Vlahovic mubetua Matteo Retegui aye valued around 45 million euros ana Gonzalo Ramos so call aye Paris Saint-Germain woman je krombe catch us woman pebese 50 million and sana woman some ajaima chesa akotano and some atimi aba ni nyina update and no free omaso ye and some na de banana pay and some our show so biam ma men front to them say our Premier League no no when say me no kasa report aba ni nyina so chesa bobo ku a ye fan sam ma men kan your Premier League nansa shabak man omo take it no because the aba no say afei woman say Ebesa Kwaswa for the 10th season in a row. Now, just you started season where now 10 years anyway. One more away our Premier League venue. One more take it to them. Price about Jina Babia and no some Jina at £30. One more Jana 9 seasons and year almost at £30 our way. Now some other 10 seasons in a row. Now some say Omaya Japa amount to Bodimo and no Kaka from a deba. Now latest I mean I say Shak Mame. I am West Ham. One boy now. You found Lucas Paquita na okay son. wɔn de ɛbɔ no sɛ wɔtwa bet na wɔtwa bet no sɛ ɔma ne wɔfanom ɛne kyɛsɛ ne nuanom a wɔpɔ so atwa sɛ wɔn ntwa no wɔbɛdi yellow card ampa na wɔabrɛ kɔba sɛ videos bi ɛcirculate since last year nom ɛde ba no nyinaa no na kyɛ sɛ wɔhwɛ yellow card no dii ɛne sɛ na bɛrima kɔ butu obi di yellow no a aso ɔdi kan kɔyɛ yi referee fi no na referee kwadeɛ no ɔkyɛ yi ɔno wakɔ sɛw bi na ɛna akyi yellow card ɛtum so wɔ mean sɛ wɔbɛdi yellow sɛ ɔmo hwɛ mo no nso no na sɛ bɛrima busuafoɔ atwa bɛt ne brita ɛna no pɛn na menya no sɛ wɔma investigation no awie na after 2 years afei ana ma investigate awie dia kan nyina no sɛ daban ana bi a verdict and some ba abonten wɔn verdict aba ne yɛbɛn sɛ bi aboy no odifo ana so only for earlier report ana sɛ initial report ana ne gada no sɛ ba sɛ bi a ɔyɛ guilty a wa ne career and some ebe say ebe ende ne career nti ba ma ɛma ne mpaibom enye den a kyesa no and some ɔyɛ kakra fi boy no na so de ba na Milos Kekes to Liverpool no am say o ma wia ne sa na ka bi kidigiti 40 million pounds Liverpool for no and some abefa Milos Kekes Liverpool for so miam Man City miaba Liverpool for no and some ania bro papa buy no so about 40 million pounds no wo mo some abetua na Man City any Tijani Reinders adie no ye kan bia ma start free ama me catch us that time kwano mo kwakobɔ ye ka final ama me catch us boy no omo be so ansana wababa waba na oyo obi obese woni pep aye adwuma ekɔ na ba ne ade na ya kampi ade atwode me se kan se wo ma wie odru aye Italia wo mo sem aye 70 million euros ababra bonuses eka ho enti upfront aye first achesa no de eda ho aye 55 million euros ano ana aye sika Man City atuam ama AC Milan Reinders abaye Man City omo player 55 million euros and also no about 15 na de aye sika no akwakodru aye 70 million na tie boy no onum sama na okasa wakasa awo Netherlands omo camp wo bia Klaus ni no obi anya nkawe no wo mu busa gbo no Netherlands ano pay ya studios ya na am say omo media team member back busa na say na yeso command city champions jorum no say Klaus ni no that is AC Milan and Man City omo da so a wo mu dim command ono no de ne dia no so obetwen a waiting game and some other man say boy na aka ni pay was for now de ono Pep Guardiola en kasai say phone so say video call say den was for now de ono Pep and some any command onim and some and say ya no be say ne papa and otai yes an man because okay say a match ya na never to just say why send in a contract ama AC Milan team no one ne papa and na pie na wodin komo al kan mu a what kind of buffer come on say biblia hye ne papa sam papa na no obi anum say Premier League ni de a great competition obi a so bia no and so that so say that be obesia kan and some our Premier League ni mo and Tijani Reinders so say one kasa kra no one Nathan Ake edin komo our camp ana one Nathan Ake din komo kakra bi aye brief osiano yon komo mu di bat wotum say boy no kra ni age e de man say na ni krom ni ebe kan ho amache so mu nyina so sia kan e de ama aye boboku a ye fa na Man City ntacha say we no enso aye good news enso aye de mano na abranche man say Mike Menyo Shark mamire AC Milan goalkeeper na Chelsea for the third ball boro ele odi de mo bese mu ye bia amonya eno ya discuss Mike Menyo kama ama ya beka mi ma no pe kra ka bo se anope na me be yes AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Menyo no wo mo say aka 1 year there I was say be about 30 million euros be that is about 25 million pounds bi nka wo ma ye na o ma fa na ba ma me ka chon say Mike Menyo no enso obi ono ebenya ba na because one man Champions League football and a project and so any edge ho pa na yes Chelsea for say our 29 years and I'm Milan for sin today almost I goalkeeper there unya 29 and say ya yen tobia or bro 28 29 30 almost monka sam yentie enti mo value 30 yes you who say anka Mike Menyo there Kase on Kamek Menyo de a 10 million no mo some corporate job to be in tournament channel what a 10 million ever Mike Menyo and yes penny ba go say na wonom Real Madrid for non committing your 1 month to pay, 1 month to pay. I'm Arnold. I am free. Nankabana John Club World Cup anymore. Mother they said I'm a Bramianco Club World Cup. 1 month no Liverpool the Jomo 10 million. We but to go to about 10 million. Now Mike when you 10 million idea. And yes, so Omidi Bibakao. And yes, Monquara Mozan Quadumuko in Amomra. Now Uber value will go to about 10 million. Chelsea Frosty I Wamu Commentary pass almost 4 goalkeepers now. Or Omo good. Or manager Marmon say why Robert Sanchez is them next season or Champions League Chelsea PSG quarter final 8-0 nyaba betene ni atwene hudi mompa mo nyama takwa whatever we don't touch am say we say Mike Menyo 10 na as skills ni bi no mu yo sadeo mo 20 million sikama mo mo tata ni o maso na amaje me say kakra no say Mas Allegri no aye coach ama AC Milan no yeso obeso no boy edin komo awo phone so no catch up ban say men ko ba obey key member and some almost quite anymore. Oh, you key figure no medical they are to him say boy no Milan and Europe next season and also you'll be at chess over so course number 1 Emma French national team now will be in Copa Champions League now in Copa Serie A ne Copa Italia now fama me claim number 1 derby and to buy the chance in idiot when we come as some year one else ababa and ya kakre frimo else ateba also mabaye Lazio when we do for a minute fans of Mario Hila mabekana some matches Spaniard no Chelsea na almost one more na Paris Saint-Germain for no and some adom ho bejimo Chelsea dey already carry 35 million echo na so Lazio for say we mu demand 50 million only one some any boni piano fie no and some our form kakra and some adama Chelsea team no aba brene we mu so do mo aba bejima and no I update and no aba kono na for say Jamie Bino Gittens makana so mama bread Dortmund aboy no so what is Chelsea for na akoda na wi afei e man enyo won wa biem and no so from Bakorana Fansa, Nico Pass, our body ball, and some Amacomonum, where Real Madrid almost Wakona no man quantity. One of some buyback clause of 8 million. Yet Jabba, you say, Ruben Amorim say, Omoman Nico Pass, number 10, when Yakoda, Premier League Mube Gane, where they also be out to Rangers or say, when your Nico Pass, Abamayu, Anoba Shapa, Barry Madrid for also say, Uniminamoria, and Yankombato, Namomato. You but so betna ma del kwakwale kakra bi de won wo tua 8 million akomo jena dia because our first option wo jena dia wi wo ba no atena se sinkonya na afei modin komo no ya hwese mo beto ana sa mo nto na emom e ba no se bia club to club and komo afei ana Manchester and Brentford wo ma bedin komo fa akwana na fa no se Brian in Baimo and we discuss ya count some more in Baimo and yes I'm a man you one of my agree personal terms yaka baby I agree ayesa sikana I was Manchester de kwano pembe kasa wo mo se 45 plus 5 Brentford as a derby na almost wo mo say afei kura na Manchester for the debate ebana wo mo kai wo mo say 62.5 million pounds into Urban official team says 62.5 and no I buy valuation and ma na me ya home obo say niska and ya kate cost ana ya records no more na ya redundant and ya de bema ya ni san komo no ho wo mo ni abrepa wa bram no kase no I Brentford and I say ya boy no wo mo som betimi ane na wie na Jameson kan sa Bournemouth wo mo to din Heisen Emma Madrid winning say Bournemouth no wo mo ko aya Boboku ye fano Bologna na Bologna wo Colombia ni akoda bi ye fano John Lukumi wonom ana Jameson kan nyina say wo mo adebed akọ omo say 15 plus 5 and that 15 million euros plus bonuses John Lukumi one and say Colombia you know I had a bomb of Colombia so one some I don't know and some update about something you know yet to for a camera from one says Simone Zaghi Al Hilal will be on and about the highest paid manager and some our say we are say I get 25 million euros never kind of every season Pep Guardiola etosumi 23 million Mikel Arteta waje 18.5 hey international supporters bi ani abere no 18.5 Otosom Yansa Oren Felix Stefano Pioli our Nassar Aquaji 18.5 Diego Simeone and some edge 15 million David Moyes edge 15 million Luis Enrique edge 11.5 hey and yet Enrique Befabasro because Mofo Bianca Obianco Champions League, you know, David Moyes Simon Munina Chana the Enchebiano one of some Tababa and Sena Jason and Marino Munina also do this one at now mama abrontia fan sir American report ye kola league animo American report ayo bi ademinya sir be bawo ana be so motono onso no oye player ma Al Nassr and some our Saudi omo pro league animo meti sir be bawo for no ana as of now wo mo some any abrepa na one Garcia goalkeeper na Barca for the Nebano. You say, one also I say yes. Wababo Adiama Barcelona. One final meeting, Shaq Benyan agent, Namamia, the Gigentes, a Prostiano, not just a boy agent, you know, and from Aquaquadum Comario, I'm a nano player 2. One also Ariana Sana, report on a message can say, and some understand one Garcia agent, you know, your friend Juan Lopez on you, and what Bon was seen a knee a kikino. Now, Juan Lopez, a dim Comaria Alcono, and I just a a capture report to me say nipa ba kwa na nia Japan Barcelona aye Barca president no Juan Laporte say what did he say goalkeeper we signing and say the FC Barcelona woman get trophy and yes woman now so and say the Barca get title hey akoda no manya no na maybe so say ntinka akoda Pep Guardiola eswo peno oye bad Dabi Akoda Newcastle say woman coach Champions League into Omra Onyadie Espanyol and we didn't rating any agenda ono et Barca president in the full say and say the Omanya title and yes woman also our boy no woman did about me no kasa de minyan say woman see akoda no omo maximum guarantees about say be an registration answer we be am say Barca sikasem ya be register than the old money perfect okra ya na ya some guarantees just oh come on to yam ya return to 1:1 she ni ho ye be register odobono omo de sa guarantees e ma akodano eno ye 1 and after 2 woman catch up boy ni say nyame adma this week enko na wie ye enko sit next week ewie de no one kasa na release clause of 25 million no woman ya call Liga headquarters answer we say na wo ye club ba ko na shi so a trigger e buy our clause nti woman be call Liga headquarters 25 million euros no na chese boy no and some ba no eno ye kakra free mo and about testigan and so de no ye say omo buy goalkeeper no and some abedin come say boy na ninje boy no bu ofu pa na dintia make us test gan bu ofu and some ayese what did you pass a treatment no mo demand no anya papa kra we be on 17 Muhammad Juba bi na no ana by far onya mo best player just woni bona fe ko wiase muyi no to akonya na wakache omo ben ne say de 2016 oba be 2014 mo be 2016 mo we fight ya no be number 1 Emma Claro Bravo and so kwai no we be fighting for the position our boss and I say baby who position be one fight you who kwa hwem na ko na meeting na mbeka wasema no pan ababa so because me say according to sport woman dia ba yes answer flake aka che dokomu say Champions League and La Liga on na bi da womanya bibia register Copa del Rey enti say na open Copa del Rey na ode tena na se Champions League pa ya bana jona animi kwaku na ya La Liga ni bra ba ya petrip da bi nyona abedam tiania ekwana na wasa bama ensom akwa eno aye kakra fiwo ensom na de eba okay Argentina akwada bi na ya fano Franco Mastanchuono okay some ya no story aye somewhere early last year na me catch us a River Plate amo bono papa hey Madrid and also mo fan na me hu de ye Real Madrid for Jack kwada na chiri die man nsan best from last week ebano wo bete yes PSG for ebe fra kwada no mo yes wo mo bom aye Champions League final area and akwada be kwache biem the fan of Franco Mostanchuono na boy no and na me no ka se Juni Calafat e Argentina na Bruno Zares on omania brigidi you say Madrid for say akwada no oni ball pa I was say oba na bana was akwara ne bana omo fani agro ene manu ya no wo mo som ade boy ne ba omo se kwan na wo mo fa so a wo mo say ne arda gulash aye the same aye strategy ana boboku a ye for so Real Madrid omo fa so ma akwata no wo mo som adra bantinei wa wa adwin se bia wo ye PH bianka wo fa boy ne ade bia no to adwin ne nya se bia boy no wo baba because akwara no de aye Madrid an wonom enso abeso obo Real Madrid for say akwara no yesi Solari akache Real Madrid for say boy no oye generational aye kaso bi enso aye generational na say say generational Europe bema wo mo wosoro ball no nim ball position no wo mo wosoro nto so mo atentem eno aye asema Santiago Solari yeso akache Real Madrid emperfant tempano Juni Calafat enso akwakodo Argentina wo mo dia akwara we enso ba won sem ni nyina no ye de am ye to from Canada say Madrid airport number 9 now number 9 Shadrack also na make us agent for no will be other so the player Abashak mama picture na yakika strikers let's see you know obunio kapo Madrid omotensa Madrid airport number 9 apo Jean-Philippe Mateta woman I don't know what say woman the Mateta bam ana Patrick Schick ewom sa Germany ni guy we so ewo ho na cha se Vlahovic money adiana amanfo de baba sha bobo kwafan sa Real Madrid for ani sa super striker de no bana me na be kwagoto omo na strikers o ma kanti Isaac modi o man fa ma o because obi anu say no pesa uta aye bebe 150 asem de kanti wenum ana German say kan nyina no sa amanfo propose here and some German bobo kuwa ye fan say no aye Los Blancos e wa no pay no yere update tane de aka nyina no and some ma na mame fanto when mu say akwara na fa no say avaro aye Carreras e de benya abaso no pemede ma 2 installment o mo 5 million account 22.5 I know I said be sia kwaye yem fancy na afa yem ma kwan na abadwafo no ma na afa yem to aso.
The role for Cristiano is always the same: is scoring goals. That's what he does the best. He's one of the best. He's the best goal scoring in the world. He wants to get more and more goals into his locker, and we're very happy that he can do it every time that he steps on the pitch. He's the top scorer also for national teams. He wants to improve that number so no one can catch him, and hopefully for us he's gonna keep scoring, and tomorrow is gonna be one of those days.
Transfers. Trainer for a bit emotional with regards to goalkeeper Ter Stegen the movement.
Mama me ma be for na kwaba.
Yeah, mama kwaba.
Me say be find there.
Oh, nyame adom fancy bibia e boko na.
Me asepa o.
Oh yes, 150 million so na team in China.
Aye. Steve so ho ye.
Nyame adom.
Asana tuguba so na machi o.
Obi e ba besa. Clever. Enra me hu say obi am say Chelsea fan be na try o say o ti say obi come man you are. I say player be call Saudi Arabia. I say oni any dream be as of so or achieve something football so this is too bad. This is too bad.
Mike.
Wow, I do transfers. A lot of moves. Obe show love to mark and Ter Stegen based on the fact that the performance for the club during the tougher times, he's been brilliant. And we keep saying football runs through transitions. Football projects run through transitions. Player he has been a key member of a certain project, but the exit of a coach a bit irrelevant. But Ter Stegen's case hasn't been the issue here. How are you now and Nema at football? So I can say at this point, Ubusa said Ter Stegen performance, I say Barcelona. It has been the major question. In his absence, how has the club fared? In the Champions League, in the La Liga, all of those situations, Ter Stegen absence, things would have been quite different. So, I mean, I've been one key fan of Ter Stegen. Now, me imagine me say opposite or Babbeldom as number one, and your emotional stuff. Football has never had an empathy for any player. The same thing, players who have empathy in farmer club that be no almost a kissy badge no, kissy badge no, show go kissy badge no, celebrate kissy badge no. But my deal bimra. Now analyze the deal no who say a folly within no interest and a babuano. Yeah, I'm telling you, play on the beko, even including Messi. So Messi can say the second all wiping away. No man starting the salary from the scratch. Probably things would have been different. But at the end of the day, Messi badges and kissing na Barca said, say, Sikana with the mount away down. What did the player do? Away down. So you move on. The player went on. Say Barca now be blaming say Barcelona. So test again a roho situations. Managerial to them say Omonke come home. 2 players, if they really want to be starters for Barcelona, Omonke come home. But that's not the case. And the transfer stories are one major one and Milwaukee interest. Tijani Reinders, ni Fina or the Barcelona no. The Fina or the Barcelona sorry, or the Man City no. Man for the break, show man so Fina is say, but yeah, you new community. When they determine the fee of a player.
Said the player any there.
What they determine But there's other angle of transfer if indeed that's got to do with the player's market value. Oh boy, what the one was a CA. Me and me Barbetono, many the other tono. How it be no that fee as compared to market value. I would do just so the value. Especially performance and analysis. Now this point here, because Tijani Reinders so check the Sika or the war market this year. The market value stays at 50 million euros. That is according to football experts. I'm new football move. I'm not considering age, the growth, and the pegzol from the days I was starting as a young player. All back through AC Milan or Babedri. Injuries. How many game load on a second? Put all together no. And a bit determine say player on the market value. ASA or ASA. So yeah, sometimes name a fee no. Me pass me breaking up. P juma ha P
yeah over screen so say
me she P anim.
I don't need to say Reinders right.
Or beside you no determine the value of a player.
I say the determine
the value say be a copy player na.
I am you know koyanke e be bo ma sense
how?
Oh, at times I almost hear club crow.
Oh, okay.
Say am you ne koyanke me bo ma sense
why?
Oh, because club know a certain history of overspending for players, and club will be all to be him so bet me actually be kakra de free and ameboa. Nti akomiam na koyanko ye beti abrosa.
I agree. I also agree.
Minim say make what you say.
I agree. And I see at the city baby ojina no buying to January Reinders you might no to only city necessity man of one word the other. But ebia AC Milan so has a city bet me move on from to January Reinders kwampo say yin sign. But United ball player which is United baby omo say no more we here na talk. They are desperate. It na city team ka say from event me sign. E bo nti. What you say? City so here ska. Oh, AC Milan follow so here ska. Oh, here ska na pampe.
New affair ready I am.
Yeah, make the other different angle of this whole discussion about come here.
Oh, do on a more my.
Sure, meza so or yeah on any yard, so many yard. Sometimes a phone way me at Kotoka Airport, paracetamol. Almost 4 years ago, it was 50 cities, one blister. Paracetamol, I mean Indian brand and your UK brand,
okay,
and your China brand. You say drugs, they will be any brands by be free. Be more now about ton or put a so 10 out of put 2 cities, you know. What ton of Kotoka 50 cities. So Mickey is saying, say they are body to be determined by a body at also.
Okay.
Was it to be after dropping out? What time I'm not driving or show no? Yeah, it be affected or Bob one. So many years say Manchester never it could have been different. But who is Tijani Reinders? Why the Fino and the people say my man starting come away. Chelsea had a person starting come before Tijani Dieno.
Okay, so Mark Mignon,
more penal.
Oh yeah.
Now some goalkeepers.
Mine.
Most our academy. More promote to be Mraya.
Goalkeepers bay.
Oh, into the academy the goalkeepers in you. So more per Mike there. It means Chelsea are looking for an upgrade over Sanchez and Jorgensen. This is so clear. Now Mignon is a national goalkeeper for France. The growth for AC Milan no. I'm gonna be the NATO ahead of Sanchez and then Jorgensen. We can say that this is an established goalkeeper. We're establishing her for AC Milan and we're establishing her for France. After say we go every goal post, who go Laurie every goal post, and I'm a Shemu. So comparing Maignan performance for France, for AC Milan, comparing his performance to Sanchez, TV, I mean, every Chelsea fan is now calling and say, Chelsea here a goalkeeper. Now, oh sharp, these two goalkeepers in here, goalkeepers are feeling almost started from Edeba. I feel we started. Sanchez is up and coming goalkeeper. He hasn't really established himself as top goalkeepers. I mean, we've said this. Casillas, Buffon, Manuel, they are last member of those batches in our court. Just behind them, you have Ter Stegen, you have Oblak, you have Courtois, you have other goalkeepers. But these two guys, Jorgensen, Sanchez, they haven't really gotten there. Now, Chelsea as a club, they also are elite. So when to me, I should be propagating what they are by. In the final third, Chelsea Perry or Pedilap, Chelsea Perry, all of those strikers in the bar, but Moshe 10 or better 10 years. It calls for an improvement in the goalkeeping department for Chelsea. Now, this is Mike Maignan. AC Milan for Sika, but better so. I'm not sure say Chelsea super brisa. I'm not sure say it's just going to be an obstacle such as being Mike Maignan. But talking about those goalkeepers or more game, yeah, more performance in the do baby on the ball for bigger competitive clubs, Mike Maignan, are you ready? Chelsea, I'll support that move, but he should keep at the back of his mind say AC Milan and your Chelsea. The demands, almost any master. There were days and Milan pressure was in Chelsea, but
yes.
So would you tum and now things have changed. Pressure Milan, you know what Chelsea say. The pressure to win laurels, the pressure to play beautiful football, the demand for quality performance. AC Milan did not drop it. Even domestically, Mama Interfono, it's me Remo European and say Tijani has a very good profile for every midfielder episode. Check his profile on the TV at 1.85 meters. Obe first row. And we're very durable on the ball. Naturally, central midfielders be brain no ya no muni height be brain sa. Sa owo height pa ya no muni height sa. Check cut your mind across. Central midfielders ya no muni height be brain sa. Iniesta, Xavi, nomine Busquets, nomine Sancro, Fono Cruz, Modric, N'Golo Kante, Michael. Let's say money height be brisa. But this guy has a very good height, Tijani. Oh, or very good height. Now, Ocean the profile no Hana. This has been his growth. Central midfielder, and every time I would discuss it about midfielder, no. So when you're going to be more, you can never grow because a central midfield. You turn almost 360 or left, right, when you know that is why your understanding of the game has to be quick and smooth. Central midfield. Check PSG team. No, I'm for boss money Dembele Basso, but check their central midfield. I'm for Lewandowski, Lamy, Yamal, any more for no, but check the central midfield. It has always been the case. Madrid, the former who feels about before it is down to their midfield. Yeah, that has been the game. So we grow here. Since I mean, we do come here. Our question is German so Cotonwa value on a board down so 50 million euros. And not just as we don't who dear no year. Won't mean to move so or being to me in Tono Emanemburu say so. Difference is womb. The purchasing price and a bit different from the value you have on the market. Now, Ocean growth for no say no. Will grow, men can say exponentially from 15 million euros starting from this path of map. Look at the growth. Now, I will say similar to that. The next club will be moving on 50. No, I wanted the next quarter. Say across the second quarter, the third quarter, no, or move or be shoot 12 could do 60 or 70 on the market. Transfer market, this is how it is analyzed. Every quarter, meaning say you're 12 months in a year, 3 months beyond your updates, but based on your performance, injuries, and all that. So at this point here, your second quarter of 2025, the market value in here. And to catch you, I started from 15. I say, I didn't come over internet. You can just go through Tijani Radiant profile as a cabbage show. So he's grown into his game now. Now, Osha the growth now. Not make catch festival. This was in a market value proud to move to AC Milan and one of the turn.
14 million.
14. And I want to all skills beyond a walk at the turn. And one dear no man could do 20.5. Now, Milan for now supposed to be. I'm person much say omanya benefit e deal bi so a abo mo pa now ya obetimi abo me akebe me de pa.
So Tonali joins AC Milan for 15 million euros and stays 3 years, sold to Newcastle for 70 million euros. Reinders joins AC Milan for 40 million euros and stays 2 years, sold to Man City for 70 million euros.
Intimi Jai Hanama Akomiamo. Why Milan will be celebrating profit here as a big club like Milan?
Then your trophies being.
That's not me. I'm just trying to tell my guys. Milan is telling the world say Milan, this is Milan. Because was a pressure now what Chelsea is saying no. I was so saying Milan they are celebrating. But that's from my I don't care about that. Mickey will take over. But what I care is say one of the fan only the matter means the player has grown into his profile as a midfielder. Now Tijani Baba so Manchester City midfield no so yeah baby otimi bought the whole TV no so no otimi bought right in front of the central defensive structure no e ka 4 and 5 fa otimi drum ni mu pe
it's a Rodri DNB
na oba baby at Thomas Partey where can say CDM central defensive so yeah adwuma no pa naturally that zone in the kind of box to box. Now baby I can see central midfielder and as a come central attacking midfielder just around Bruno position you know. It won't of Busquets de no about do box to box Pogba Modiano and we try Drew Bernardo Silva Bruno Modiano Obohonyina no TV no so on the profile in. So according to the preference and the decision of the coach, he chooses and the system he wants to put on the field. And we choose maybe a Tijani Bebo. But sometimes somebody has to compliment you and get the best out of your game. Somebody or partnership and the on the bono. He has to get the best out of you. Do you know why that is the level of anticipation that everybody here. Rodri, the Ballon d'Or holder, best midfielder in the game. Who you two are? He's part of that bracket. You know. On an air ball in what system? 4-2-3-1 pivot. One who is going to be the pivot. 1 pivot 2. Nico serves as a backup to the 2. Nico Gonzalez, Barca, Porto, and then Man City. He's also coming up. But who say Bianca Nico Rio? And but look at the squad now, Domino. You have Kovacic in the squad. You can Rodri, so Tijani Ba, and then you still have Bernardo Silva in the midst of the squad. So Nico Diobabre, but Nico Porto, Nico Ajax, Nico Dortmund, Nico Aston Villa, but we are talking about Manchester City, where Gundogan, all of them are still available in the squad. I come here and confirm it. I mean, so Koteki, but I come here so young Koi or make up.
Couldn't come out Galatasaray.
Gundogan. So Tijani would arrive with a lot of quality, but we keep saying Pep Guardiola. So Fabian Kanhwa, let's see what Pep adds. Away from the transfers, you know, on my part here, Nations League, you know, Germany, Portugal, and then Spain, France. Germany game no
okay.
One thing I've really understood is the progression of this Portuguese and then the French teams, the Spanish teams, you know, growth. You see, generation changes every time. Now, France, Portugal, Germany, all these countries, you know, but there's something funny here. Look at the last 5 games that Germany and Portugal and Germany, and it sounds a bit funny and unreal.
Portugal winning
the last 5. Look at the goal margin too. And you're 1-0, It scored more. It has been the last 5. If you really want to see the last 6, you would have to track back to 2000 as the last time Portugal actually Germany. Now not to see Kwase 97 number Sakoto 1-1. It is from 97 to now say only once per in a Germany. Portugal actually Germany 3-0. This is it. 2000. Move up higher. Now these two countries come up against each other in the UEFA Nations League semi-final. Squad in the NBA, they've gone through series of transitions. Pepe Munine, judgment, all of these guys. At some point, Ronaldo has really defined longevity with the Portuguese squad. Now, by being attention, one on your defense, and any attack, but the midfield. Because after the PGA Champions League, Portugal, OTB. Portugal, because I'm not so. Jean Paulin, more Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno, Ruben Neves, Pedro Gonçalves, and then Bernardo Silva. If you are playing 4-3-3, who are going to be your 3-man midfield here? How would the pack be? Is it going to be a cone midfield? One will sit behind two, or two sit behind one in a 4-2-1-3? Which system? And to do so, I'll pick it free her.
Sanka, you know where you
sir.
PH boys, name you know. That is Joao Neves, Ana Vitinha, Nafi Bruno.
Silva.
Bernardo Silva, local bench.
Aye, so now reason is tactically or I'm ready.
Oh,
so this is Joao Neves, one of the revelations of this season Champions League. Yeah, boy, now Juma. For Portugal, he's been brilliant. But I feel that all back in the PhD in PSA said the Portugal no. But my key point has been the fact that there have been established players within the Portuguese national team. Obviously, Bernardo Silva. Why you see room over more line? I'm not going to anymore. Physically fit to yeah, with me cancer. These guys are big. They've established themselves at the top level. Bruno. On any day, any moment, any prior suspension, Bruno will start for Portugal. But the substance of brilliance is balance in football. The substance of brilliance is balance in football. You can never have 11 Ronaldos on the field. Neither can you have 10 or 11 Messis. You always need balance. Now, balance, this guy brings it. There was
do a second goal.
How are you so fast on this year? My God, I'm like a cry.
Do a second goal because said they said we'll see Fabon.
It was a set piece in the Dahabako.
Yeah.
He had Princess leading to go to watch him here. Now, what it tells all of us, and they say, when you get controller, he controls the tempo, he controls the speed, he controls the energy, all of that. This is Vitinha.
How do you not interfere and find serious? But the belly the boy man, I'm say, born be him.
His close control, no. But on tells on corner wow. Or tap a ball, couldn't even create
a control and a bomb to drink.
So,
Anna Mike can say, and that's our run or Portugal.
Mike can't be any about Mikey come about what system will get the best out of it?
Say man or Portugal squad anymore. Bruno. Ronaldo. Oh, that be a day.
Yeah, it's becoming very difficult. Yeah, Mickey is so right. Tactically, what I'm saying because a place in where a friend of come on boy, a friend of Ghana with me more. No, our first system now, I'm for the same system anymore. It's very prevalent in football. The people create to be complaining say more Salah born or bomb Liverpool no, bomb Egypt for no. But the systems are quite different. So what system will propagate Vitinha's game to the forefront of this football idea? Is it 4-3-3? Is it 4-2-3-1? Now here fan obejina. In terms of individual brilliance, he's one of the best midfielders in the game currently. Me Rodri, Pedri, Vitinha. Not in that order, but me and Sam, But I don't hold that people. He does almost everything. So my point here is against Germany, what would be the balance? Especially historically, was also dominant over you, no? Well, I mean to make a break.
Well, I'm also quadruple pounds. I say the projection is perfect now. Now it's a Peter and a sign. I'm saying, my buy me kind. It is one of my boss of Baba or something. Come on, Peter. Peter.
Vitia hits my pony. This is the
John Womb.
This is the free.
I'm not man is our prominence.
Then Martinez was on one eye because my Kaiser Mezia crack and the last international break. Mezia Kaiser born a Portuguese for 2 no bono. It means a national team. You can't so much go when mask. Now see a Euros. Mezia okay. Yeah. I will feed that them.
Yeah.
So Mezia take it away.
Yes, fancy ma yes I'm so cheerful for. Na say in common ye di bebre na Portugal common die. Sebi one wan kwakasa okonfo ko omo ankasa ni momo ho omo ankasa ni come na be fa so be stop se me ma Messi ntwenche ebi ni Germany national team ni Julian Nagelsmann. And I think say after what happened at the Euros they are so much bent on making the Nations League their own to dominate it. Me share game weapon na dripa there are a lot of players who some body language so better some ko some for example Florian Wirtz. So me interest be was our game nipa. Any idea Vitinha also acquire dey ba. Any what you expect from the Portuguese national team. Fancy Portugal for ne there. players in individual quality no. But I've always told you, say me coach ni number one person. I mean,
that's what buying.
Yeah, the bedroom national. Yeah, the bedroom national team man. Oh yeah, Bobia went to me for man. When that was the golden generation for man. Yeah, some man the golden generation of Portugal because me to me say. Oyi, sa 2000 and even 2006 squad no cry and said that heavy say 2003 2004 they ban. What you say? Because 2006 then Ronaldo ni figure the BG team ni this year na so consistently and no boss. And na omo goalkeeper ya o cheche penalty shootout. Ricardo also. No, Portugal, Ricardo. Ricardo. Portugal World Cup 2006.
Okay.
Obeda go post move more resources and that. And that was maybe the peak of players we say Ricardo Carvalho. I don't know what Chelsea, what Chelsea 2004, 2005, 2005, 2006. But this current crop of Portuguese team, no, Omanya, me can say individual qualities, being talent, be almost soon time when you run national team in them. And most of them so experience say quality seasons with their clubs. Because they have Nuno Mendes, quality player. Ruben Dias with Manchester City. Antonio Silva with Benfica. Young boys of Diogo Costa of Porto, goalkeeper.
Mendes also.
Obi abedi wiasima tem obi abedi Diego Dalot asem so wasan bo ni Manchester bo ma ahwe. Ono so another player. Ono so ko Portugal national team o he na on time to na benjo.
Ono so ya da Ronaldo pa.
Obebo.
Ono nko na ho se why well and so be fidi Ronaldo.
And na kwa the police ni dey wajai team ni bo. Carvalho no atena no hu nwi sei no. Ono de ne to nchen a Danilo Pereira, on so betime move to the centre back. But if you have Vitinha, if you have Bruno Fernandes, if you have Jan Neves, some midfield three when can say if you decide to go with even 4-2-3-1, with Bruno or stick it to the position as the sole number 10 and creator. In the number 10, I was a Jan Neves ni Vitinha ma balance. Because we are Paris Saint-Germain. Rafael Amon and Amonten 10 so. I expect the Portuguese team to be more competitive than what we've been seeing of them in recent times. So interestingly, maybe they game the debate and learn. But fancy, a man for Bebrene didn't come about January and they said they're not new to Nekano say or Shebebia Guardiola the nebe day. Ebebo. Now he made emphasis about and your mommy said be an managing opa. The Edikai as an attacking midfielder. They are Tosumi as a defensive midfielder. They are Tosumi as a central midfielder. All of these positions, are solid. But where I am picking my angle from is the kind of role of a Bono Manchester City team in him being a crucial part of their setup. Fancy signing way a 8/10 already. But a performer not to become one 10/10 because and signing is there. Oh, sign the probability say be a so, but anything can happen in football. Obeti me abane bia wa bepra. Now for first 2 months, obeti me abane adaptation so a day, a delay. No one to me I'm money said you now official open or no. But I think he a jack of all trade and a master of all, not a master of none.
Wow.
He's a jack of all trade in the midfield and a master of all. Didn't I make us ask him no? Because o check on Onkasani profiler, Bono as the deep lying playmaker, he's a proper controller. He can set the tempo so well for you. And ultimately receiving pass in tight spaces easily. No one treno press a man so or a press resistant. Who you soon as a central midfielder say on in progress here in the Italian Serie A. Player BN1 why progressive carries than him. Nobody, including progressive passes. It will be to my said you the amount. Easy. I know Sadi go Sakana home. Say or I feel late in the box. And now as a number 10 also soon create here. He is going to be there. It will check it with his period with AC Milan. Games played 1. Games started 1. Successful passes into opposition's half 2,443. Passes into final third 535. Meaning first. Goals 19 goals third. In all competitions, ranking for AC Milan. Fancy signing way affect what they want to do. Now. Baby a issue kakrabe woni ni abimbe raise discussions in the start segui screen you so. Now in terms of goals scored from open play or say 10 goals, 7th or rank among players in the Italian Serie A. But fancy, we are midfield and near rank 7th players who do about Italian Serie A in terms of goals you are there. Chances created 17th. medical catch say ono ni so quality eye say one or a tempo center or a controller and a thirdly or a high ball volume distributor or your creator high volume ball distributor and to the cruise mo line ni no obe pass obe progressive passes. So you look at the passes completed in final third, fifth in the whole of Italian Serie A, 18th in terms of dribbles completed in the whole of Italian Serie A, meaning so a press resistant. Then you look at interceptions or defender what they say. When no obo on the Rodri as double pivoter, solid. But Guardiola mono double pivot in the system. No, Guardiola prefers also on normally the 3-2-5 and the 3-1-6. 6 no up front now why single pivot. We on team was a single pivot. The weakness back no because only good defending. But say City call with a 3-2-5 no in terms of their build up phase now. Especially having players with say Ruben Dias, Nathan Ake, Akanji, and even Kusanov in a particular role. No. Where double pivot no any Rodri Bebono. Rodri no crabet me I tell Rodri do masu bebre. Rodri no crabet me set back. No progressive ball more. Now baby huni say omo obi onko fa collar of the neighbor so no more progressive carries in farm omo. And almost like for Matheus Nunes. So no so make progressive carrier. Kovacic progressive carries in farm most on Wontumi fa ball no Wontumi the ball no through me be about 20 years 30 years as I know a game. The same thing with Matheus Nunes. But omo no Nunes dey no Pep Guardiola huni say technical quality no form. It would need to ebe no. Wontumi hold possession. Collar of so Kovacic so boka kra bia no apira. And now obo ochina no obo and technically onye good as Tijani Renders. Now in Tijani Renders as I say unya a tempo setter and a controller when you play a progressive carries and what be replace Kovacic any Matheus Nunes signings no on technical quality ni sa bro mo so obetime keep possession. 3 Bernardo Silva otimi bo Bernardo Silva line ni be say no off the ball runs a very key man every single midfielder. It is question Manchester City ni Real Madrid kwa Bernardo Silva for so share be 2 goals be exploiting the right half spaces with Kevin De Bruyne. You understand how Tijani Renders will be very important. Off the ball runs between the two of them, there's not so much difference between Ono and Bernardo Silva. Fancy, this is a proper signing that comes to Manchester City and set them to a different level. I think Club World Cup they will be there. Oh, compare it to Ike Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, she key passes ni progressive passes. Now have forward passes or a player nothing or pen change mu there be only adagement change mu passes. Pa no corner him. So on your screens you could definitely see the statistics over there. Blue region how the Renders, green region how Edema Kevin De Bruyne, Ike Gundogan region how the red no. So you look at the ball carrying. Fancy City watching na midfielder technical quality of football between the ball and Trumika. Try to crown out in time. And Netherlands national team no what type born in the double pivot or more in a 3-man midfield due to the quality. City watching na obetime akọ 10. But I think City has so much quality in their setup to utilize him bro so sad na kobo 10. Me sure say we are going to see the best of him due to the quality na ekutano no in that particular midfield role as a tempo setter, as a controller and as a progressive ball carrier and a high volume ball distributor. Obey adwuma na dia momo simple. Fabregas adwuma na okofa no wana so we na adwe so bakofa wo Inter Milan na. Ye hananya afini ba betufu ba ye kire wo die ntia obi fa adwuma be fa na emfa. What a key in the history of Inter Milan. Fancy. Let's go back to Heleno Herrera because ono mo considered as the godfather of Inter Milan team due to trophies asase no odi kandi omoje led by players with Sandro Mazzola. Shadia bio ono ne be started with the 5-3-2. 2 attackers. Mazzola or Kupala. And also obi obenya ni bi ono ne be 2 top bia no ball mo. Fast forward, the second most successful Inter Milan manager they be obi ababoni di Giovanni Trapattoni. Giovanni Trapattoni will go with the 4-4-2 with another 2 strikers. Then umenya Jose Mourinho dey on beje treble. Treble no so buy and no so beje with another 2 strikers. Diego Milito ni Samuel Eto'o. Then fast forward, there's Antonio Conte who comes into the team with a 3-back system, the same 5-3-2, but in different variation with the 3-back system, where he goes with 2 attackers, Romelu Lukaku Bolingoli and Lautaro Martinez. Fast forward, what about Antonio Conte say we team no wako fa Inzaghi dinaba, another 2 strikers, Marcus Thuram, then Lautaro Martinez. Now moving forward, me share Como games bebre na. Most of the time I saw Asani Diao and Nico pass. But in a more 4-2-3-1 formation with a lone man. Now Fabregas decided to offer Inter Milan Jumana. The biggest problem near to how to transition this team from a 3-back system with 2 attackers to a more 4-2-3-1 with an arrowhead leading the line as the main striker. Lautaro is used to that because Lautaro is captain. He will still be there. Now the adaptation period of Antonio Fabregas and maybe because as was a radio mode year Thiago Motta. Me expectation ka or train a crack hebeboano because Thiago Motta call Juventus no the same things were raised about him. Say akoya dwumaya what day Zeximo ye or Bologna honya that na was road here. But Juventus money are there na one style of players resource matters. Where Inter Milan has got into Obetime introduce you 4-2-3-1 but as fast as he could say betime pick up the results aba amotimi age trophy no very important. Okay. Fancy Sanka Simone Inzaghi edge Champions League now I'm sure we'll be having a different discussion. So Oko Hilal but trophy now manintino but title now am manintino fancy shebe bia issue ni nyina nam. Okay. Manchester United so omanya Edison na skebi e wo bia na mo pom fa nkofa hack ni mfa ne mra.
Whoa, Mate. Whoa, Mike.
Hey,
Mike, into it.
But I say, the 2 Milanese clubs, Inter and AC, definitely are set for some rebuilding project. But I think that Milan, they are not passing Inter, in that a new sporting director, a new coach, and then there will be mass exodus of players to be free or players to be brave, be free. So Milan are starting almost everything new. And for Inter, they are helped by the continuation of Beppe Marotta. Even Omar elevating the president of a club, so he will be in charge and will steer everything. And that is how come Beppe Marotta is at the heart of conversations or Moody. Tare na Fenwaba is not even spent 1 season. Ayana Uba Fufrona, I honor mostly Otaye mistakes, signings, decisions are crucial. So you can look at the Chelsea project, the early stages. They made a lot of mistakes in terms of transfers. Players of Mukofa Bemu. Every project is CBR. When there is a new sporting director, I mostly said their first transfers in their first window, no, and Kakra. Timistro, Edema Milan. Especially when they don't have European football and then the money that it offers as benefits. So one Kobo Champions League. One Kobo a year Europe, you will miss out on revenue. And for a league that does not really offer the riches of the Premier League, ne other rich leagues, no. I know we hear our competitions way to help you balance your books and also help generate revenue. So how will Milan cope? Young Tom players. In the players are money or Madrid so major or Moquine, and now they are moving them on. Tejani Reinders, and normal circumstances, Milan for a seasonal review. Normal projections for the future. He will be part of their future. He was one of their best performers. In fact, in the entire league, Serie A, he was the best midfielder.
True.
But when you're Europe, when you're scanning, I was a Kokobedi and Yaton, near the Pesca, near the CSE team. And that is how come such players are leaving. Mike Mignon was a Allegri person or Tobin. He wants to step in. But Milan force tenase air calculations or books anymore. That 69,000 no Moditriano every week, no. It is heavy on their books, especially when there is no European football. Then they will look to Torino, Vanja Milenkovic-Savic, Sergei Milenkovic-Savic Niniano. On a dago momo. They can pay him 30,000 euros a week and get him for a fee. Relatively, it will be cheaper. So mo kofane free Torino dia. But I check it. Clubs are more Italy no. Check it. Yes, Serie A to Serie A transfers. Second and cultural side. It's only when the player is leaving the Serie A outside that market. I don't know, we raise the prices, and that fits into why I said, okay, Mayu in the core, Randy as one, Kabono Bonebi and Kebechenza. So Milan were Juma Kesiaye in terms of movement in and the movement out. You read the newspapers on war, and what they are reporting. The 2 Milanese clubs, Tutosport, David Scato Juventus. It is about Jonathan David and then Juventus trying to aim their shot. So a free agent, very prolific forward, consistency. He has it for Leo. Per last 3-4 seasons now. David Jonathan, Diawayama Leo. He is a top attacker who will enrich every team away Europe. But Okasa 2 days ago say, Baby Obekono will be determinant on the project they are available and how it benefits him. Juve here attacker. He fits that profile. To me, ball as a center forward or to me, ball on the flanks. We will speak about him another day. But you can see that dominant our front page, the story of the 2 Milan clubs. Finice Uninte. Inzaghi Dieno, saluto dopo for and like 4 years he's saying goodbye. Va in Arabia, so of course Saudi Arabia. Now Inzaghi Di we na saying come over Kwako Drew. Then Asiona, ora check compass. Now it's a check says Fabregas with Nico Pazana. And that formed a crucial part of the discussions. Fabregas Nico or Nick Marotta Dia or London.
Yeah, we go Intercra already more pay Nico Pazana.
Good. Tinkomo Di or London, no. Okay, so in principle, check there. Or then yes, now my interfor no. I got certain things that they need to iron out. Into our ball, Sir Como will want to have a discussion. The discussion will be to also hear from Fabregas. Why not Kianko Fan and Rambesha Wanai? Don't forget, Fabregas is part of the ownership of Como. Cloud Nanedia, he's an owner. Ono Henry, and then that rich man who is currently their president. They are one of the richest owners in football, Como. And Fabregas, club known to me stopping from leaving because he's part owner. I am part owner of a club, Como. So they will discuss with him. Why na yem fanembra according to identity now we establishing. So Fabregas is the beginning of Como. And definitely if he leaves, he will not be their revelation. There needs to be a continuation. And they want a manager that will suit, and that will be the crucial part of Nkoma Fabregas. 2 names: Christian Kivu on the Palmas, then Patrick Vieira, who Fabregas knows very well because time or Pejab and Arsenal knows be free now. And those suggestions will likely be given on the way forward for Como. But internet here, in principle, he's left for the club. I'll bet you any more. Baby, I know comedy in Como changing the identity of Inter. Won't it affect them? It's a crucial element you should not try to forgo. When you're a young, inexperienced manager, mostly almost say now, no money experience now. I know they are wild. They think they are almost person on way no. And one person. And Fabregas or Bobo ni ko nenim pa. And wa ben wo bo nim. It will be difficult. Say someone like him, so low to collapse everything he believes in terms of football ideology. But the maturity and experience of Marotta will guide him to take the right decisions. And whatever thing they do in the summer will also tell whether Fabregas will continue with a 3-back or will bring his own style or ideology on board. A crucial period for them. But I want to believe. So Munya signings be here. Whether Inter plays 3-back or they play 4-back under Fabregas, I think that there will still be a team that would not struggle. More at the end, it was about player management in Nkita. He has showed he knows how to relate. So at Como, he worked with experienced players and young players. He still brought the best out of them. Players, or when you can develop them, and I Italy terrain almost so players so they mostly back their managers. So I want to believe he will not have much of an issue. Well, AC Milan honor mom na me issue with how more constructive on team. Modric eba anameboa. Tari went to Croatia again. The sporting directors leading the project. Sanet here e coach no wa oba no enyo na obekire they be sporting directors ne be hihia to then come and work with it. Modric valuable addition, and the Serie A has shown that a league deɛ yɛgya no kwan the castaways deɛ ne deɛ no si ne tras ne career ɛgye wo na esiesie o Edin Dzeko when he was leaving Man City ne atwe ne mu nso awie but Roma fa ne de ne yɛ adwuma Roma de Dzeko yɛ adwuma for 3-4 seasons. I stand to be corrected even beyond that. Lukaku no be anim say Diego. He went to Inter, he rediscovered himself. Chelsea Ankoties kakese Ankofano. So Serie A no, irrespective of the age of Luka Modric, he will play there. And Modric, no, one of the players I think is durable. On time test we pre prasa. Ebi a home no energy no ntimi mfa ma, but he will give you consistency in terms of appearances. So he will fit in there. But a corona o komu no. Why deja emungo? It is not as smooth as such, and that is the problem I have. AC will need to take a lot of crucial decisions about their team, the structure. Lea womompe, omunya nkombeton. Sisi wababe yese yi Sancho Fianoma. Then Theo Hernandez. Ono kwa de omedi no hunko mawie. Boy ne play stubborn or say onko. Kadu subanya. I think Mario would have gone all out for Theo. Sisi ne boy fo. Ana dia Jabi Alonso peso oyeno. They need a fullback or a wing back in the profile net say Theo. Very offensive minded, but the attitude, the personality now what create to a pitch and so just say ain't no baby or tinity as hard for ya. I don't know person better as here. Again, Milan will need to take decisions about the attack. Santiago Jimenez. I'm going to find the buy on Bonye Nina issues. So Modric is entering a terrain where there is a bit of an issue with the environment, but the experience, and I hope that he will rub off the experience and the maturity no our dressing room ho now be it me afa bi na boane ti asesa ne mama na konenim. In the case of Portugal the na Americano, see Portugal a very talented squad, but they don't have a team.
As individuals, no.
A more talented squad, and these players they know themselves. Omukipa Diego Costa and Vitinha, they started playing football right from the age of 6-7. Omuni momo from Nkwadabrem deba. Ana bebre no mo bosi see the core squad no. They played in the various age limit Portugal national teams no no mo die guro diaba. So team bonding na dey wo. There is one thing Roberto Martinez is not, and there is one thing he is. He is not from Roberto Martinez. Wigan or the FA Cup no check it team up here. Hugo Rodallega, Antonio Valencia. He built a team of relative unknowns. No be anymore. But was a share Wigan and the FA Cup every Man City in same. He is an excellent team builder. So Portugal have had the right coach at the right time. The core of the team no squad no more no. Almost as to coach no manya to mold them. But the issue is, can he have a free hand to do what he wants to do without any restrictions based on decisions he be able to take about who starts and who does not start, who plays and who does not play? The politics behind the scenes, but we will see hints of it. Abra game ne kosono, and the bit deep Portugal nya. Unim minim, yeni wo study enim, omo hwe omunim. Martinez will not have first hand in terms of selecting who plays and who does not play.
Send the first 11.
You know, he wants
only control.
And that will limit the kind of freedom and control he has in terms of deciding who gets to play and who does not. And no, na me de Vitinha the nation. Vitinha no, he's a tool. If you use him effectively and appropriately, ubenya results. But what the near so yeah the enfanye bia when the son fast so because one another man circumstances me many nka Vitinha ball no bono. He is only a technical profile. Individually he is not exceptional. Mami repeat it. He suits a technical profile. The oyeno o de ne kwose team bi mu a obi be fu no na ko e botan ye de e bobo ade wonya ball na ado na fa so ye de ope obi be bona sum crap am ne free team nim, but baby owo sisi ne de ye use no de na ye no exactly. So he is not anything exceptional individually, but Oshemu now we use a technical profile ni here. He brings exceptional results. Minim say make what here.
That's what.
So what the Shemu use to ni here?
Yes, I want so.
In fast one or the brown effect.
I want some coach now or yeah, Jumana Mata.
Good. And to coach
so about Wolves.
So there be all who ni year Wolves.
Yeah.
But obe who ni year Porto. Wolves no who ni year. Obe who ni year PSG. But when you soon year Portugal now, who ni year. Anu year no. And what Portugal hono. Big boys no why na bet na ho say. The coach and I PSG no. Obi a big boy, but the coach and ameboa. But at Portugal it's not the case. Until when I bet now say yeah, Vitinha playmaker. Now boni na amfane so. Why na bet penis ade no? Bruno Fernandes on penny. Are you following? Bernardo Silva or Meboa? Yes, so that will limit him. Jean Neves, small boy in the cross account. So the PSG midfield trial now you say immaculate they blend so well. Fabian Ruiz best sacrifice him Vitinha. Neves best sacrifice him Vitinha. Also be the amount you know me body no. But Portugal will we see that? And only have 7 no. Nti omutim ne the effect paper so the effect. But in reality Germany be di omo amasama ma omo enumre.
Wow, Steve Ray.
Angelo still no mobi no.
Oh yeah, news be about Chelsea and then Mark Mignon, the goalkeeper for AC Milan. This season, I'm sure Chelsea will get it back on track in terms of almost signings. You see, the model that Chelsea are running for a very long time, and Ebemo Munya, the rise to European prominence, is something that clubs are back close to Chelsea. The year PSG almost started with dominating the French Liga, but you can align Chelsea's success any model, no. Ubetimi there, I could compare that of Barcelona and other great clubs, Manchester City, near yehu over time. But Chelsea, a club different when you talk of global football. You can't just sit down and then pick a leave out of Chelsea. They are in their own league. So if Chelsea are in their own league and they would want to reclaim a position and as a baby a sport be no more there, they should go the Chelsea way, because the Chelsea way has proven to be very successful over the years. Now Chelsea per goalkeeper there, you go back to the Chelsea days are almost successful. Whamona be goalkeepers anunti Chelsea team it started with Peter Cech. Ofri Hormunya Kotoa Bayane Nioma Bebre. Edward Mendy Ebai fitted the bill to certain point, but from there, not you who say clarity in terms of road, I a bit clumsy. Into now also with Jahoko. And Chelsea a gamble with Kepa, Arrizabalaha, and a couple of Nisikano soon by Anamurifino. Say Nisikano so chain Alison Becker, when Timmy and fitted the bill. Yes. I won't say Scano Super. Kepa Sikano the buy Chelsea. I hefty. I don't the buy. Yeah, Chelsea are struggling, and they say why one of them jogging say keepers no season in mu yusu mu keepers amu team ni munyina. I'm say under 18s goalkeeper no any opportunity to keep for Chelsea's post. But say Chelsea person a bounce back. You check the clubs around that are competing for the same trophy Chelsea epe. That is the Champions League, the league, the FA Cup. You check their goalkeepers. Arsenal, our David Raya. At this stage, I don't think so will be able to doubt the qualities of David Raya and the Oyama Arsenal. Liverpool, Alisson Becker. And then Manchester City, our goalkeeper, and Ederson. I need almost for Vicario at Tottenham, I say he's one good goalkeeper. But ideally, I feel say going back to the Chelsea way, the ideal goalkeeper for Chelsea in this instant shouldn't be Mark Mignon. But I think say the goalkeeper at Aston Villa should be the ideal candidate.
Emi Martinez.
Yes, because over the experience, exposure. Say Mwini Bibia, he has experience in the league. Winner for 2 seasons, why the world's best goalkeeper. Argentina koye omunioma at the World Cup nina affected the profile of Chelsea and how Chelsea are dominant over the years. And see Chelsea the it's a football project to be. Chelsea always goes in for efficiency. And it's at that time Roberto Di Matteo, he was efficient at that period for the UEFA Champions League. But you can't analyze any situation what they Roberto Di Matteo Besham ahead of Jose Mourinho and Nancy Carlo Ancelotti. But these two great managers, and Timmy and Jedi Oje, when Chelsea won the competition just after almost 30 season, so no, he's not efficient anymore. Near Peno, long haul on Timmy Fayanko. So they keep recycling, changing managers. And I'm Conte buy. Conte so a serial winner. So that has been Chelsea. Acquire my first room to European prominence. Yeah, because the tiki-taka system be a project of 5 years. No. We are going in for efficient players. Every position. So they got Ashley Cole from Arsenal. That time no prove it. Arsenal team are strong. He had proven the quality. And Omokofa Peter Cech from France. Michael Essien, Didier Drogba. These are players we are highly efficient, and Lampard agent and Finfin. So Chelsea Becoin, I think going for Alex, it's just another gamble. But Ocean on the other side, the manager in question, is he afraid to manage big names and are big characters? Our Chelsea team no man. Because we had Chelsea project in very successful. Chelsea went in for Diego Costa. Onya Costa we no kofa Fabregas. E dey na me here free Fabregas. To assist Costa, he enje the PSG. So check the profile of players about Chelsea. Instantly they get the job done. But recently, near Omo Yeno, with the aim say ye change the paradigm no kakra. Ako ball in the light of other clubs and fit Chelsea. If they are to go on this tangent, they will go a number of years Wontumi claiming the Champions League, ideally, and as a Premier League. A typical Chelsea team, I also got 2 seasons, will come back, reclaim the Premier League title. At most, over 3 seasons. Why? Because of the same efficiency. But then they will check Chelsea team now. Can you stick your neck out, say, based on this player, that player, we are coming in for this competition. Baby Omar Kojine, it's true. The fact is that Omaji all the European trophies are available, but Madrid will not sink that low to chase for the Conference League title. Into Ujia, in as much as a competition, by the profile of Chelsea, they shouldn't be there in the first place. So the Chelsea person are reclaiming. There are a lot of players. Tijani Rendes here, Bonidi. Those are the sort of names that Chelsea also picking. So the goalkeeping aspect, a integral, a proving, and the records are there to show. Say Chelsea goalkeeping aspect, they've had several pair of hands in times past. And Omodo Makoji. But now, case in it is saying. Or AC Milan, what has AC Milan won or been winning over the years with that goalkeeper? But if you are going for a goalkeeper in the profile of Donnarumma, you see, he's senator. At the Euros, he was there. He won with Italian national team. But Obiaje with Argentina national team. Aston Villa, look at the point I'm get to in the UEFA Champions League. And about Premier League in Aceh. So minimum why Manchester United and Chelsea are there. Because goalkeeper there, he can play another 5 seasons for Chelsea or Manchester United. But for Chelsea to go in for it's either the coach can't work with big characters, and as a Chelsea would want to deviate from Omon, and Omon yes our deviation it would not work for Chelsea. Look at goalkeepers we better kakra near Shano yes we cried the last week now we the year no much change now say we cry now we no boy now better match we need better. That shouldn't be the case of Chelsea.
Wontumi.
So Chelsea, Liverpool changing from Minoli and Oba Loris Karius buy could do more work here. No, I could hear man hacha. One should be a disaster. So Alisson Becker has to come in. We are at the point Chelsea now are very successful at a very short period. Almost leading the line, almost losing that grip to team my friends at Manchester City, and that shouldn't be the case. Meaning say ebre room kakra. Crystal Palace are in a precarious situation. Watch a situation, and they said they are on the verge of losing their slot in the Europa League, not by their own fault, by the multi-club ownership. And then they say, so yes, you can now or club, Spain, now will be England. Or clubs no ain't me about same competition because of conflict of interest. And then the integrity aspect is that last season a bit of clubs be in your for more Manchester United, also more club Nice. So what they did is that more percentage, and I say more control more club no mu jemu. You Girona there in Spain with Manchester City. Now I said directors in step it down. My lawyers be taking over and son of Wontumi about Champions League. Palace are in a similar situation. Now John Tester now our 43% our Palace now. On the sound 83% our Olympic Lyon. Now akobasa UEFA rules nature say mu nyina wo Europa League there, then one team also call the other league, that's the Conference League. But Palace there na then say another person so only shares our Palace or only Bromby in Denmark also 18% share our Palace team. So the akobane say you look at the table among these three clubs, why they finish better in the domestic league? Palace any side ranking. So now,
sacrifice.
So they are banned.
Now say we are directors, no so step it down.
This is a club Bida, and they have a manager Wajibida with Eintracht Frankfurt. So they feel say benya revenue in terms of TV right, more games, and then get process be a European competition. But the situation is that Palace find themselves in a situation and you more an equity adia omoko parade no mo Europa League anthem no omo trophy in Nam London no more, but that is the situation they find themselves in.
But I say Steve, couple break.
Well, Europe na fi emfa local no so kakra. Remember start say the Black Queens fancy enra omo any Ivory Coast man no boy ni nyina preparation game ayo koso ne mom omo game no man timi awini say first leg ne ba so ball 3-3 enra so omo lusu 1-0 at the Ivory Coast man ti say o hwe coach na wa ba na say oye ne nuama ye said na anopanameka no because oba no ho no na obo adwuma pa Laura Hoptel e wo ho no the first 5 games no o wini ni nyina one Roby, one Lusubi, or winning in 15 goals, one conceded goal in the first 5 games. Na came last by 5 games, our boy, one winning 1, one draw 1, a lose 3. Ashe 4 goals are conceded 6. Nese or the level of Black Queens no ever form. And she said ye oba beto ye no say ontumi nya adwuma na o me because oba no gra na ye adwuma che me.
Na na wo kan na. Ana say no
match no o ma Black Queens ne ba form.
Ah okay.
Nti onya abotre na onya adwuma ne ye sere na ye ni abre Queens no o mu ni boy ne boy sere na onya adwuma ne kama. Emfa ma fancy coach Sika Kono din sem kakra area to on coach Otuado say edu baby Ghana intiman qualify for AFCON and a man for Kansem Bibri and was say occur a lot of difficulties during the AFCON qualifiers in out in China as a coach enya de empam no ne ade a was coach Otuado qualifies no konyo mpa yentie sike kakra what they to drafa coach Otuado.
He's human, at a point in time when things were really, really bad. I saw one interview where the guy was really killing him, and because he's lost, to Niger and all those things. It's sometimes it can be crazy. Coaches can be crazy in a certain way. Indeed, if you come this part of our world in Ghana where everybody is, if I ask you now, who do you think should play in the last match we played? You have your views. Everybody will come out with different. But it's important that sometimes we also need to understand that there is this person who is in charge of it. He needs to have that calmness. Sometimes I strongly believe football is being played outside. You can carry it on the field of play. What do I mean? If the atmosphere is sound, is clear, you have that clear mind.
Ono die na on support sa idea no say coach antimi qualify for AFCON tiampam no say dey be du ba bi ehiamre e de ma coaches na no so kan sem kakra e de fa yenti coach Sika Akono.
If you go back to, I didn't encourage that because if we sack him, it means we are going to bring another coach who's going to bring a new idea, tactical play, and sometimes it gets too much for the boys. You understand me? The fact that the FA stood by him, of course, for us, media people and all that, we want results. And it's not good, but what we went through, I've said it. Any other big teams have been through that. Tell me, when was the last time Germany, after they won the World Cup in Brazil, what have they been up to?
Yeah, say dear, we are coming to coach Guso Bon Como said the bear Nuyama Ebekama. Now, former FA president Sano Panamekacho say, you're a question ante Chico PMO and Sawan prison in Yano, and it's a Sani project in Yan say, or bois, now what to me, I'm more prison so or more talent. A football on so to me a P Nafia daddy, no any PFH for no and a koya, womo eco boaco donation, the Emma prisoners, or Senuyama. Ebitimi akoye na anopano said ye video no more share on the PFAG phone shy or any hotel and san or movie to Sawam ya the influence na emasa project we nyina all ye ne se ono anadam for pa artist one in the book so atafre edu baby na ono nso wow stars na obo adwuma na o wa ho na bi by ema omo jeli no man do onu konsawam na so okọ ho no ade okohu won sawam ho no ka ho bi ana o se sa project obeye na ode aboa yera ntechi kasai efa sansem ho na dientia ema project yi wode asinani so area to a good project pa na wode ba bonse obi o talent bi asem bi a obo prison obetima be referee ene sa no manyo obetima boa wo mu na obetima aba bonse Ghana Football Association as a Nations FC ene Basaka Oli Stars issue no omate na omo investigations afa ho enche wo mu de omo verdict ebe ba bonse TFA no a clarify my say no crack so omate say nsem bi ko so sa wo mu nyamfa verdict in as of now the nim the FA no enso ejina until so ombe investigation I know you can free or deba. Na ene medium player and the kumi and so I say anopanome catch you say what or no player not to say yes see a permanent season we be terminating the contract what news no our bloggers be na bloggy news no na ono ati and ono so atro e dia ma club no say mate say yes mo be terminating me contract by me nim enti ode mami statement mami ne letter na otro dem a club no ono nso e kire se o club no obozo hu free club no o se wo mo de ababonten ama blogger bi ana a publish say ne modemo akofom nti o terminate ne contract ana obeso hu ene se sanity a ana sente sa so a media ma club na approach the blogger na blogger na retract sa comment na wa bonte no because the integrity as a player say as o modern more from the better terminate to contract no ebe ha no and free club no into your srepa letter no ana watro e de ama media ma sporting club into no e kakra e free media ma ana free and the kumi enso aso ye e de band the kumi Francis e hono no na kotoko enso ene Brekum Chelsea player no womo enso awie 4 years obema me Brekum Chelsea player na Brantia ye friend say Hubert 4 years anu assign e de momenti obe bottle 2029 na wadi nkomo fans o musa ne say 4 years na oba kotoko no e den wo hwe anim so obeye ama club no so wono oba 4 years na wa sign mu one pe obowie ya o hwe say one no oboni first season eso nya ba bi ko na oja kotoko na afi okọ no ni vision a wode ba na se supporters ni biti o madwa se player mo koto no se 1 year pe obowie a okọ and you be say when no maybe so wadi 20 years inti ne comment ne mo fancha ne nti kakra odi tudwa
4 years ne de me bompa say first season na I was say me move from Kotoko ekoba bifufro enye ho no na me kwa akotena na mu me say me move from Kotoko ekoba bifufro enu nyina so be gina me modem so nyina be gina modem
oba so oba yire no ho abo oyire no ho bo so a mbia ofa beba na afi okonti amunya abotre kakra enso emba na ho nsem no na Brekum Chelsea wan so Vincent Clu AJ one player on also yɛse kɔtɔkɔ penimum ɔmete sɛ Vincent deɛ wo Chelsea fo ne so be consider deal na just the only loan deal and wo mo ever consider ɛno ɛyɛ kakra ifio and the Bahas of work so up pencil down right back medium player Karamadini ono one player say Wataran so ɛsɛ wo hia player we national team player no hia no fancy ɛwɔ yɛ kan say nifa so ɛde ma has nyame hadoma next season ɛnya asɛm get to akra on 7 no na has team no oak team no ɛma no so ma qualify for Premier League omobo justify to nim boy or bar on the 9th to 11th of June justify opo my bra never saw ad ho den hwe da oya de a na has afaw
new me nkwe
yeah me da say na CK story no na me start free ho na oka say some point that pressure about Otowa so he being a coach the person can say yeah my coaches the calmness na obonfanya adwuma no na so to be na pressure about so sana obi a resource and all that ayana ntimi ma unya the mental strength no fanya adwuma no. I love CK so much, and I've had opportunities. I'm in the team come up. Africa Yamoko Confederation. And I'm a kind of team now 2019. Or Sudan Helal. In you could pay how much and all that. So me feel CK for me ben so. But one thing I will say is a juma bia nemra edaho. A juma bia ni demands are edaho. Yeti ha yeka say information sent to me ko. We get community radios also be your program so but as opesa obasoro no you know the demands continue to get more tougher because opesa wasoro dia esoro dia wo de ho a eye we have the U17 we have the U20 we have the local champ team the Meteors we have all that but Otto when he had a call now we can say Blaster no he responded but yo our Blaster nobody calls for calmness NCO nobody calls for calmness. Nobody calls for calmness because number one, a common the Ghana for it. Two, a common idea is based on the fact that Ghana has been a football nation for a long time. Then sources have dried. So after that sources in the corner, it has been an anticipation say the Benny withdraw, the Benny withdraw, the Benny withdraw. 2013, 2015, I'm sorry, I'm more Afcon final. You could be or Guinea Honor baby, Moko Breano. Yo, you have a trophy number 2 or 3. There might be a pressure about coaches, say. So check out with Madagascar. I'm about to move at some point in a Comoros when a year free Afcon when a but okay, the day you record be or then a night or the keeper when you that coalition no that country be Comoros. Can no Ghana for Nimunua a Comoros on a party. So time has changed. But in terms of expectations, football fans will miss a time at them. You need to know they are coming on the pressure see Manchester so. If it's a football fan you set time at them. I can come because of Manchester. Oh, yeah, they want to talk. I can say for now. I see about from Kakra. Mommy and calm down here in Yabotre. Oh, fun self or Casada. Oh, you Yabotre, Mamorim. I'm more in the beer. I'm saying we as a country beer was as we are every day about Morim also. No, Mamacrati and Rebel. Football. So, CK is giving coaches and other people say, oh, or Kabidi. It is true. I saw Kabidi professionally. It is right. But you can't tell Ghanaians to be calm. The CK of where they come, you came to assist Coach Kwesiapia. Now pressure on the back Coach Kwesiapia no. At some point Coach Kwesiapia came because boss South Africa real say I don't believe in churches today. I'm saying I don't believe in churches. Now pressure no there, y'all. And CK a baba share Coach Kwesiapia shoe no. I say hey. Now boss pan the jaguni chemo de koyi na CK there. At some point no. Obo lineup Crystal Palace near you crowd bra.
Black Stars still not a media grow.
Yeah, what Bundesliga captain Frankfurt? We are a legend and charisma there and cow. But Blaster City no so. Do brutal experience been a Chris no be maturity growth bay he really has developed in the game.
You think say I'm sure so baby say so when I'm be coach Black Stars no pressure about so brutal so yeah I feel so auto moment no
Otto enyere no ho. Na Ghana from moto patience pa wadwuma no ho. Odo car yes see animu ba akoma fitani a wonim say last week and upon ho a no shop enkwa all the be man ya kind of
project work.
so Otto enyere no ho na Ghana for satisfy so bi owura. You left Dortmund not as an established coach.
Anka World Cup qualifies na ye.
Oh yeah, so say the pressure come from ZK kind of make a say Opama game no draw. The 2 games I ever bought, I been yes 6 points aside we could do Americano. Opama to and horror for her. Say the pressure we say a quote so. But CK knows that. CK knows that. Yeah. And the Kumia Saturday there M7 Jama Mezaya.
Yes, Fancy, what I remember with them is so Mammy mo be adwuma sisi because I will be a Jumasi. The patrol say, oh, in and around Kumasi, now we are Bema, now open Jumaye as a shop attendant. A friend number we 0548 01 3320 0548 01 3320. Ofena enkomo bi o bia
we be ma so wo kirem obi abetimi aba o mpe kwadwofo
o mpe kwadwofo oh debi mi degree sem bia
so na fa wadwuma say akomia meza o cho no ni pakoto o CEO
offer degree
mi pato me fa degree fa degree
so mpe ni po yo kwadwofo
we dey what is your time it mi so ada ma fresa number na nkomo bia no eno no
and associate.
Yes. Fancy idea we what's
private sector employment.
Fancy. Let me say this is the first time I'm at a player. I throw crata idea about dressing room was says the trip ye there's a matu who about tea. That's a man who one can want some more. Either someone who's a metra. Is he?
Then I was
fancy. None of Mr. say. Is he professional?
Damaging to my
reputation and standing within it. Fancy, no, rumors are just rumors. Now, rumors burn a tiano no on TV for Simen. Rumors burn our own, even Ronaldo cry, rumors burn our own thing. I say Rasmus Hoyland, Milos Kilos. Let her burn about one thing. Send a standing with team limit. You see, sometimes this is
so no baby.
Fancy, no, whoever advised him in the first place to bring out this letter, one boy.
Send a letter in
PA. Send the ultra DBP. Now let her throw fancy can you fancy pass it. Let her try not rock baby a fair people.
Let me create this scenario. What is the relationship like between player and club?
Professional.
Minimum na season year.
David.
Oh, David.
They am caught Takwa. Me was original watch be who not watch. So he's in Takwa. Good, right? As at the last time I me caught Takwa. Club no way. Our Takwa. Until one run a club no more. So if the relationship between them conducive and friendly enough, do you need to write them a letter to find out your status in the team? You will just approach them. Oh, now say this letter no article no cano. Baby article ni free bentin original so yes sir.
Didn't make us say bin so no.
I mean one article no. Okay, so article here about 22nd May 2025. That was after me makota kwaba. 22nd May 2025. And that article was done as an exclusive on Ghana Soccernet. Shadrach, so Obe check WhatsApp, I think some media send you. You'll find the article and the date there. Ghana Soccernet they publish the article. Now in the article content they say Ghana Premier League side Midiama SC are set to terminate the contract of striker Francis Andikumi at the end of the current season. GhanaSoccerNet.com can exclusively report. And the 24-year-old who joined the Mauve and Yellow in August 2024 on a 2-year deal has failed to meet expectations in Takwa. His underwhelming performances have prompted the club's hierarchy to exclude him from head coach Ibrahim Tanko's long-term plans as the team prepares for a major squad overhaul. Kumi is among several high-profile names expected to depart the club at the conclusion of the campaign, with fellow forward Dewisi Taylor also on his way out.
Now make him back.
Okay.
Asemi between Ghana Soccer Net and Kumi. If Kumi wants to take somebody on, it is Ghana Soccer Net.
Baby, a free baby.
Because endowment the amount.
Assembly.
And I'm saying, it was a car say, baby, I'm taking me free bench.
So take them on. You have the opportunity. Take them on.
Apparently, the brain behind such a publication would definitely come from an insider. There is only one person I know who is in between Ghana Soccer Net and Mediama. Membodi, no. Because I will not be fair to the person. So your boss or your bemo membody. You get it. And this is an exclusive content from the website. Or a player who he has a bit of an issue with the article. But even maybe say Beyonce player in any club no. Or tempt saying. Because me who be we cry and I person react here. I can just walk to the CEO. I can walk to the club officials. Naja me who say and player no so nim nipa o she chire. Nim say make what you say. Good. Me nim oni nipa no omo ntemu asem. Say be omonya issue anase den. But even if you want to involve Mediama, okay, chairman. Na me who say o match we bi ato na person mo pan me nko. You get it? That is when the relationship between club and player is so smooth.
Players also see stories like this. So obedum jano. No very active try to say force. No approach plenty to address this issue.
Sorry.
But what I know say said has he underperformed? True. Yes. What about 11 matches per this season? Shadrach again, help us with the statistics. Not in the squad, sir. How many matches?
Not in the squad.
From April. Because you are not being considered by the coach. Before that, now, boss saying injuries might be part, no problem. You get it. Issues. So if you are injured, are you performing? No. So the club can cut you off.
But you see, but contest and yet the performance. The contest of this is the form. Why I can't say the form number?
One letter and say,
and nothing I make us say. Kumil to Mediama letter no essence and any dia. Yeah. Mediama children and Alpha Kumiho. Look, me for examples to you must say the big epic back on Greenwood and Thomas Party. On one side, the buy, you know. It was down to player, no, management, whatever, to deal with. Manchester, there so on people, I don't know who is. Wow, could deal with them. But Thomas, the other day, 3 years, it was back to Arsenal. It is always a war against your ordinary profile. It is always war against your rumors. I come here, say, my Tommy shoe. Na mabaka chairman akumia sema to mijuan kan cha akumia de mijuan gromulia na ya akumia de na wai no ndikumi
and you could wait over the back
article for na say tackle more social media say it is not true to go respect your credibility no we
to go the extent of writing a letter.
You understand?
I think say a bit of an extreme approach. Extreme approach
professional.
No meba we dear question
More say too much lawyers. But I didn't want professionally.
What is professionally? We now watch websites now watch story no. On watch on the story. You can either respond to it or ignore.
Give your fact shot no say the fan na. No the fake cause you boom.
So what did he say no cry? Leave it. Saying no cry. Leave it. The moment you respond to it, that's all fair. If
attention is spice to it.
Exactly. And 2% just leave it. And what I natural that it is not true.
It's a video for Cranaka initially crano, or Mususi, or Madrimu crano. Ebia, or Muno Madrid, someone over Papa moi. They say, let her no cry more. It's your Madrian service to say that be. Never so common would no cry.
I say my mouth because
but I said, what on you can?
22nd May, how many days?
But also Usikai.
More than 1 week, 2 weeks.
But we will be saying, oh, young pie, and what we will say,
This Caribbean so good.
Also, on another note, I think, say, Tianum high school games here, Fen Yagro. It's in a Drumilo games will be there, a Drubia will be there. Now, me at Domochna, June, top 8. Kosovo, Baba Sports Stadium. On say born no mubo we be a first not top 8 na daring team for na na but it has changed us now. The Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council SRC for na Ashanti Regional Senior High School so no omo born no china Sims ene Sakafia Ashanti Regional SRC Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council it will be Sims ene Sakafia o say twetwe ni adumai tia mass ni adujamfi was new city.
I know she.
Omonya we say prempeni my top 8 Ashanti region.
Oh, I don't know pressure. Prempeni so and the case they say.
Who dey America mo prempeni. Prempeni kwana ho.
There's a prempeni kwana ho.
What is the fact? Owasi Bobby prempeni Bobby. Top 8 Ashanti region. Yeah, but Owasi Bobby prempeni Bobby.
Na the prempeni kwana ho interest.
Top 8.
That's schools bebre wo kro wa. Schools bebre korongo do ma say schools bebre wo kro ma say.
No penny bi di nkomo no a referee.
Schools bebre wo kro wa say.
I don't referee ba ko friend.
Fancy come on me we kumi mu de na.
Awu we kumi.
No, there be na me can dey see asem so. Okay. The point is, you see, the point is, once we na betwa so I think the way he also left Kotoko, the stories around it, na better ikakra, as acrimony kakra wom. I want to preach say football clubs cannot do with players. In the same vein, players cannot do without football clubs. Obia hiya na nyonko. So on the tie. Until obia hiya na nyonko no, what needs to happen here the young Cambo, I think clubs and players should always have harmonious relationships. Into a player, na bibi say is here. Find the right way to approach it. So what the letter Bob on Tinway Mwa. Again, clubs, some muja players find the appropriate way to go about it. Now, to me, maintaining that kind of relationship, club benyan for swefi player benyan for swefi club, and then it helps everybody. And that is what I want to encourage. Kumi, where dear, to me and Trey. And I think there could be a more appropriate way to go about it. Club ni player mwabo mohona ni omankunenim. But I still maintain Prempare.
Prempare is it?
Prempare. Owom top 8 owom.
Ochina okwa.
Prempe wom.
Sambetimadi.
Ose, me say Prempam baby no kwami okay. Erisa Ghana kwa World Cup na Nigeria.
Mo sorry nko.
I don't know. Prempare.
Boy, they all canning na ma. Wo, mama ne mpadefo no nko mo bedroom talk show no so. See, yamre Semens Vital heba mesha. Aminia na onho ye de.
Na me ado.
Oh, fancy. Wo. Say enro no so pharmaceutical shop and heba shop baby.